Now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Van Buskirk versus Shook. Step forward.
Wendy Van Buskirk is suing her former friend, 23-year-old Jonathan Shook, for unpaid rent, bail money, and a loan to buy an engagement ring.
Miss Van Buskirk, the defendant, according to you, was a young man that you took into your house. He was a friend of your son's. He had no place to go. You opened up your home. You took him in, and according to you, he owes you some money.
Yes, ma'am.
Claim he owes you some money for rent. This is not a major deal. But that you loaned him some money to buy an engagement ring.
Yes, ma'am.
And you want that money back.
Yes.
In addition, you bailed him out of jail in the amount of $200. What were you arrested for?
Having kitchen knives, basically. Deadly concealed weapon.
A concealed weapon?
A couple of them, yes.
Where do you live?
Waldorf, Maryland right now.
Where had you been living with the plaintiff?
It's Brandywine, Maryland.
In Maryland?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did you move in with her?
I'd say right before the winter of 2008, I believe. I'm not exactly sure.
And where is her son now? You were a friend of her son's.
Right now, in jail in not Ocean City, but Atlantic City.
How long has he been in jail?
About a month.
What is your son in jail for?
Assaulting a police officer.
A couple other things.
Couple other things. I'm not exactly sure, but it's...
Well, he didn't start out just walking up to a police officer and assaulting him. It had to be...
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
And I assume he's incarcerated pre-trial.
Yes.
Does he have bail?
Yes.
How much is his bail?
$1,000.
Did he ask you to bail him out?
Yes, he did.
And why didn't you?
Well, it started off at $7,800. It's been reduced to $1,000, and unfortunately, I didn't have the money at first, and I plan on getting him out this Friday.
What was your rental arrangement with the plaintiff?
Well, when I moved in at first, nothing. I didn't have a job. I had nothing, but it...
How old are you?
I'm 23 right now.
How do you make a living? How do you support yourself?
I detail cars right now, and I actually just got a job doing telecommunications.
And what kind of work was her son doing?
At the time, when I moved in, nothing at all.
What did you borrow money from her for?
I didn't.
Did you buy your girlfriend a ring?
Yes, I did.
Where'd you get the money from?
I paid part of it, and she said she was going to give me the rest as a gift to help me out.
How much did she pay?
I'm not exactly sure the exact numbers, but I paid for about half.
The ring was $629.99, and the warranty for the ring was $74.99.
What kind of warranty do you get on a ring?
The warranty is for, you have to take in every 6 months for cleaning, replacing the diamond if it gets lost.
That's some... I won't say that. I'll hear from all the jewelers if I say that that warranty is a ripoff.
Oh, it is.
So I don't want to hear from any jewelers out there. Don't write to me. Don't say bad things. I don't understand a $75 warranty on a ring. Did he put anything towards the ring?
3 payments of $45, Your Honor.
That's not true. I gave her like $300 up front.
No, he did not.
And then I made the payments of $45, and she said the rest was a gift.
If you don't have money, you don't buy a ring.
Oh, I understand that.
Well, you shouldn't have bought it.
I had the money that she wanted.
You didn't have the money.
And then she said the rest was a gift.
You didn't have the money.
Not all me.
If you have $300 and you want to buy a ring, find a ring for $300.
That's why
if you had $400...
Find a ring for $400.
I don't think you're cute, as a matter of fact.
I understand.
I just want you to understand that. If you're trying to be charming with me, but trust me, it's not going to work.
No.
Better looking and richer people than you have tried to charm me.
I believe it. I believe it.
Without success.
Oh, I believe it.
That didn't require a response.
Okay.
Try taking the hair out of your eyes. You'll see the world better.
All right.
Ma'am.
Don't speak.
Sorry.
Now, when you were arrested, you had a phone call to make.
Yeah.
Who'd you call?
Called a couple people just to let them know I was locked up, and then next thing I know, I was out of jail.
You never called the plaintiff?
Never talked to her.
How did you find out he was in jail?
Through my daughter-in-law, Nicole.
Through your daughter-in-law?
Yes.
This child is married to your son who's incarcerated?
No. No.
To another son?
Yes.
Okay. How did you find out he was in jail?
I was with him when he got arrested.
What were you all doing?
We were walking down the side of the road trying to keep him from going inside the road.
Explain that to me. Look at me when you explain it to me.
He was just upset, and...
He was upset about what?
I don't exactly remember about what. Something that was stressing him out, and he was just walking in and out of one of the main roads, so we were just walking next to him, making sure he didn't get hurt. Me, Johnny, and a friend of his that was with us.
So he was trying to walk in traffic?
He was just walking in the road. We were walking on the side of the road. He just happened to walk in the road. We were just walking with him down the side of the road. And the cops ended up coming up saying that he was impeding traffic and he had a whole bunch of knives on him.
Was he high on drugs?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Well, probably was high on drugs or something if he was impeding traffic. And then they searched him and found these concealed weapons?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, terrific. Now, what did he say when he called you? I assume he called you from jail?
Well, he called Wendy from jail.
Called her?
Yes.
Good. Sit down. She says he called you from jail.
He begged me to get him out of jail. I have a receipt for bail and the bail.
How long were you in jail, Mr. Shoup?
Like 8, 9 hours. Not even that long. They, PG County out in Maryland, they let you out the next morning, or I'd have been let out that night when they paid my bail, but I never...
You used drugs, Mr. Shoup?
Used to.
What was your drug of choice, sir?
Marijuana.
What else?
That's it.
Were you high on the day you were arrested?
No, I've been clean for like 3 years, 4 years now, actually.
Then what were you doing obstructing traffic?
Trying to get my dog out the road at first, and then I dropped knives in the road. They were in a box, and I dropped the box to go chase after the dog in the road. There you go. Once I got the dog back, I went to go get the knives out the road, and that's when the state trooper pulled up. And I was walking down the road, and he didn't lock me up that day, he locked me up the next day. It was a confusing situation, and then they dropped the charges after it all was done and over with, so it just didn't make no sense.
I'm staying in Greenwich. Did you call her and ask her to bail you out of jail?
No, ma'am. I don't even know the house number to call her.
You used to live there. How long did you live there?
About 1.5 years, but I never used the house phone. I have a cell phone.
You have 10 seconds to tell me about rent, because I'm not actually interested. Go!
He paid $100 a month prior to moving out. He didn't pay for 3 months.
When did you move out of the house?
I'd say around October of last year. I just couldn't stay there no more. And she had said something about, you know, getting the couches and everything out of there, which I didn't understand. It was not my problem. You know, it's her son's bedroom, and we both brought the couches in, and why do I have to take the couches out of the room? They were his couches. He's the one that got bought.
Just give her the money for the ring and your bail. $495 for the ring and $200 for your bail. Perfect.
Okay, Your Honor, this is case number 30 in the matter of Ravgiala versus Roberts.
Thank you.
Get a little tongue-tied now and then. The parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
What's your first name?
Jennifer.
How old are you, Jennifer?
I'm 18. I just turned 18 3 days ago.
Order.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
How old are you, Mr. Roberts?
23.
What's your first name?
Raymond.
Jennifer, Raymond was your boyfriend.
Yep.
You claim he owes you some money. Not a whole lot of money. $300-some-odd.
Yep.
You said he owes you the money for the following 2 items. You gave him $100 in which to put down as a deposit for the limousine for your senior prom.
That's right.
And you had an argument, and he kept the money, and he didn't take you to the prom. And you acknowledge that you kept the $100.
I guess I did.
And then you say that over the course of your relationship, you sold candy for school, and he took your candy money. And about that, Mr. Roberts says, she took me out for dinner, and we went places together.
That's not true.
I'm just telling you what he says. That's his answer. Then you say that he came to your house when you weren't home with a police officer and took a Christmas gift that he had bought you.
That's right.
Which was?
Supposedly it was a stereo. I did buy a stereo, but it was not a gift.
A stereo that was in her house.
A stereo that was at her house.
And you took that, and you want the value of that back, or the stereo back.
Yep.
You say it was a Christmas gift.
Yep, it was.
Now, Raymond says that you owed him money for a Sprint bill.
That's not true.
Just telling you what he says. And that he merely was collecting on that. That's what the $100 was for?
Yep,
as well as the stereo.
The stereo. The stereo was mine. I was taking it back.
And Raymond is counterclaiming, he said, because you and your mother sort of overreacted to a little argument you were having and had him arrested for kidnapping you.
He was never arrested.
Shh. And he was forced to defend these charges temporarily, right?
Right.
How old was she when you started to date her, Raymond?
17.
And how old were you?
At the time I was 22.
Not terrible, not terrific. What did she owe you money for?
She owes me money for the Sprint bill for the 2 months.
Now, how is it that you're paying her Sprint bill?
I have 2 phones, and I let her use one of my other phones. And we agreed that...
Just a minute. You got a phone for yourself.
Yes, I've got
And you
a phone.
gave her a phone.
Yes, under my name.
And when did you do that? How long ago?
I think I... Might have been sometime in October. I might have gave her the phone, September, October.
She was 17.
Correct.
And you had an agreement with her.
Yes.
And what was your agreement?
That would split the bill in half. I'd pay my half, she'd pay her half.
That's not right.
So what you're telling me is you had a verbal contract with her.
Correct.
You can't.
Can't.
Right. She's not old enough. She's not old enough to make that contract. She has to be 18 in order to make a contract that's valid and binding. So, Raymond, that's one of the downsides of dating a younger woman.
I'm learning that now.
So she owes you diddly.
Okay.
So let's start with, you owe her $100 for the limousine.
Okay.
So $100, Jennifer, is on your side.
Yep.
Now, I don't want to hear about the candy money. I want you to forget the candy money. If you were dumb enough to give him candy money or to spend candy money, I don't want to hear about it. Yes, you want to say something? It sounded like you were winning the candy money.
No, she still has belongings of mine at her house.
I'm not there yet.
Okay.
We are now on the stereo
All right.
that she says was a Christmas present, and you said was just yours.
This is fine.
When did you get the stereo?
Christmas Eve was put in my house, and my mom was actually there. And he actually said to her, you know, this is a Christmas gift. I bought it for her.
And it was in your house starting Christmas time?
Yep.
When did you take it out of the house?
I think it was like March.
So, December to January, January to February, February to March. It was in her house for 3 months.
Correct.
Who do you live with?
My grandparents.
Do you have your own room?
Yes.
You have a stereo?
No.
So if you bought the stereo in December, I assume that that's what the receipt says, that it was purchased in December?
Correct.
What date in December?
The 17th, which she was with me.
If it was purchased in December and you don't have a stereo in your room, why didn't you take it to your house?
I was letting her use it.
Baloney. Let me see the bill. You have the perks of a younger woman, you have to have the plagues of a younger woman. Plague is she's not old enough to make a contract. Okay, so this whole thing cost $189?
Correct.
Where's the stereo now?
At my house.
In your?
In my room.
In your room?
In my room.
Where it would have been from the very beginning if it was bought for you. Now, a couple of other questions just for my own information, sir. What did Jennifer get you for Christmas?
Electric shaver and a couple of shirts.
A couple of shirts?
Yes.
What did you get for Jennifer for Christmas? See what I mean? Got where I'm going?
Yeah.
Raymond? Got where I'm going?
Yes, I do.
Good. So we have $289 on your side, because now Raymond gets it. Right, Raymond?
Yes.
Didn't think fast enough.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get to your counterclaim.
Okay.
You had an argument in the car.
Correct.
What date?
March 5th to be exact.
And the argument was about your being cheap?
If you want to put it that way.
What?
If you want to put it that way.
Well, that's what it was about. You're being cheap. You're mooching off her. I mean, I read the complaint.
No, I wasn't mooching off her. I was just asking her for, you know, simple money for the bill. That's all.
That's what she was complaining. Don't play with paper around me. So you're having the argument in the car.
Correct.
And what happened?
We got in a major argument about money, both the Sprint bill and everything. And she said, oh, I'm not going to pay for the bill. I don't have to pay for the bill. You know, I was like, well, you used the phone. You know, I think you should be responsible for the charge if you're going to use the phone. And she said no, and I says, fine. You want to be that way towards me? I will take the limo money, and I'll use that limo money to cover your part of the bill since you want to pay me the money. And we'll take it from there. It'll be fine. Well, from that point on, she decided to call her mother and say I was threatening her, made a huge big deal out of everything. She said, bring me home, bring me home, bring me home. I said, fine, I'll bring you home. When she told me she wasn't going to pay the bill, when she was on the phone with her mother, I actually called Sprint, and I had the phone shut off right then and there. And I guess that's when her mother panicked and decided to call the state police and the cops, and I had the cops.
That was really stupid of you, Raymond.
Yeah.
Girl is talking to her mother,
Yeah.
right? So her mother knows she's safe, she's well. You pick up your cell phone and you call Sprint and you say, cut off the other number?
If that was my phone,
I was.
how can you cut it off?
Listen, don't speak.
I
I'm
was
not
not.
talking to you.
All right.
I was not expecting them to shut off right then and there, because I didn't think they could shut off.
What
the
did you
phone with
say to
phone
them
service.
to have them shut it off right then and there?
I asked them if they could
curious.
shut off the service, and no, basically you can't have incoming or outgoing calls.
And they said okay?
They said fine, but I didn't think they could do it during a phone call. My mistake.
Well, you found out that they could.
Yeah, I did the hard way.
Tell me what happened. Were you arrested? Were you
No, I
charged with anything?
No, I was not arrested.
Well, then what happened? So
Just
what
the
do you...
embarrassment of a false restraining order because
Okay, so they took out a restraining order against you?
took out a restraining order on me a couple days later.
You have a copy of the allegations that you made in the restraining order? Raymond,
Yes,
you ever been arrested before?
long time ago.
How long ago?
Maybe 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. Yeah,
Nothing since.
nothing.
You work? You have
Yes, I
a
work.
nice job?
Decent job.
What do you do?
Actually, I'm training to be a manager at McDonald's right now.
So you're working at McDonald's?
Correct.
Okay. You don't look like a bad guy, Raymond. You don't look like you have a bad temper. Does he have a bad temper?
Oh, yes.
Never touched you, did he?
No.
You have a bad temper?
No.
Huh?
No?
She have a bad temper?
She has her moments. she has her moments
Yeah,
that she
When
can
I'm
flip
with
out.
you.
Oh.
Well, either you have a temper or you don't have a temper. You understand? Daughter sometimes has a temper?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Do you think you overreacted to this a little bit?
I don't. I was scared if he shut off my cell phone.
Well, see, Raymond, that was your mistake. Do you understand?
Yes.
That was really your mistake. Aside from the fact that when this happened, she was 17. Dating a minor is an issue. I can imagine how her mother felt. She's talking to her daughter. Her daughter's 17-year-old idiot who's in the car, is having a fight about whatever. And all of a sudden, no, don't speak. And all of a sudden, that conversation is interrupted and she can't get back to her daughter. One day you'll have a daughter. You will understand what that must feel like. You understand?
Yes.
The charges were dropped on this protective order?
Yeah. 2 weeks later on the date that we're supposed to, see if it was going to get extended or not, it got dropped.
Right. Because everybody got cooler. Good. Okay. So, Raymond, next time you'll be smarter. Next time, pick on somebody your own age. You'll be much happier. Look at their birth certificate. Make sure that they're 18 or over before you make a contract with them. Understood?
Understood.
All right, you get $289. $100 for the limo, $189 for his Christmas present that he took back. You, on your counterclaim, get nothing but a good lesson. All right? Thank you very much. Two nice people. Move on with your life. Have a happy life.
What is that excuse? You may step out.
He was a very controlling guy, and I just figured put it on national television to see the whole world how controlling he is.
It's okay. It sounds fair. My mistake.
I didn't like him from the beginning because she was only 17.
My mother doesn't know how to stay out of things.
When he wanted her to go somewhere, she had to do it.
She's always trying to tell me what to do.
If he didn't want her to go, she couldn't do it.
I'm not seeing a 23-year-old again.
I didn't like it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Sarah Borden versus Taylor Marquez. Step forward, please.
19-year-old barista Devin Serra and her boyfriend Michael Borden are suing their former roommates, 20-year-old cashier Angela Marquez and her boyfriend Gary Taylor, for breaking a lease. Angela says she moved out because she was scared to live with Devin.
The two of you decided to lease an apartment with the two of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Leased the apartment when?
December 11th in 2004.
Moved in when?
That same day.
That was fast. How big an apartment?
It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
You're not married?
No.
You're not married?
No,
You're going to have a baby?
Yes.
Well, everything's fine. You're all friends, right?
Yes.
When did you move out?
January 28th, 2005.
Okay, and you want 3 months rent from them
Yes.
because you're stuck with the lease.
Yeah.
And you also say that when they moved out, they took some property that didn't belong to
Yes,
them.
they did.
You'll tell me about that in a minute. And you say you had to move out because she threatened you, and they both told you to go, and you just went. And you couldn't be stressed out because you're pregnant.
Yes, Your Honor.
How old are you?
20.
How old are you?
I'm 20, Your Honor.
Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you work at?
I'm a firefighter.
And you?
Cashier.
Two 20-year-olds having a baby? That would make me nervous.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She grabs the salt and the pepper, she throws it against the wall. She comes after me, in my face, picking up her hands like she was going to come after me and hit me.
Oy, 20 years old and you're having a child.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Devin Serra and her boyfriend Michael Borden claim former roommates Angela Marquez and her boyfriend Gary Taylor owe for breaking a lease.
Okay. Are you still living in the apartment?
Yes, we are.
Do you have new roommates?
Not yet.
How much is the rent?
$865 a month.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a barista.
A what?
A barista.
What's a barista?
I work at Starbucks. Cashier, make drinks.
Yeah, they make burritos.
No, barista. No, really, seriously.
A
what's
barista, yeah.
Is that what it's called, a barista?
Yes.
So you work at Starbucks full-time?
Part-time.
What else do you do?
I'm a student.
How much do you make from working as a barista?
I make $7.20 an hour.
How much do you take home every week?
Every 2 weeks I make about $200.
And that's what you support yourself on?
Myself, yeah.
And what about you?
Seasonal firefighter.
Seasonal firefighter.
Seasonal firefighter.
What does that mean?
Work with the Forest Service, so I wildland firefighting, just with the summer.
What do you do the rest of the time?
Right now I'm working as an athletic trainer.
You train people individually or what?
It's with the high school.
How much do you make?
It's $12.66 an hour, and I bring home about $2,000, a little over $2,000 a month.
Okay, so you can afford the rent.
Yes.
Great. You're going to stay in this apartment?
Yes.
Why don't you sign off on the lease?
We did, Your Honor. We tried.
No, you either did or you tried.
We did.
You did sign off
yes.
on the lease.
My fiance had gone to the manager's office and asked for a release form. And we showed it to them, and they said they weren't going to sign us off if we didn't pay the February rent.
You left there because of your own safety, is that right?
Yes.
You had security deposit.
Yes, Your Honor.
How much security deposit did you put down?
$250.
That's for both of you, was the security deposit?
It was actually $450, but in half, it was about $225 each on deposit from each couple.
From each couple?
From each couple.
Okay. You moved out January 28th. Why shouldn't you be responsible for February's rent? They certainly couldn't find somebody else in 2 days to rent the apartment.
Because January, I would say the 21st, on January is a Sunday. I had like the last straw with them. I was like in a mood that I couldn't talk to them. I didn't want to just go out there and say stuff. And so finally I told Mike if we could talk. And he said, sure, meet us for dinner here at the house and we'll talk. So we talked about it. We sat there. I went first and I told her how I felt and everybody. Then she went and she said how she felt and whatnot. Well, all of a sudden, she went crazy. She went out of this world. She pulled out of her chair. She started screaming and saying, I'm not happy that you're pregnant. It's not fair that you're pregnant. I had an abortion. I did this and this and this and that. And she's all, it's my fault that I brought you together and you're pregnant. You're going to suffer and you're this and that. And then she just pulls out of her chair. She grabs the salt and the pepper. She throws it against the wall. She goes back to her room screaming and just going crazy. She comes back out of her room throwing stuff, just hitting walls and whatnot. She comes after me. Like she was this close from me, in my face, picking up her hands like she was going to come after me and hit me. Then
what was she saying to you?
Saying that she couldn't take it anymore. She didn't like living with me and Gary, that she hated the fact that I was pregnant, and she had to see me happy. She didn't want to see me happy. And I was like, okay, why don't you want to see me happy?
Oy, 20 years old and you're having a child.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Now, why were you upset?
We were all upset.
I assume you were all upset.
Yeah.
Good. I don't want to be upset.
Yeah.
I don't want you to be upset. Where are you living now?
We're living somewhere else now, in another apartment.
They signed off on the lease on January 25th.
That was the date I got the papers, and that was the day I wanted all of us to get the signatures so we can get off the lease.
Did you or did you not sign off on the lease?
We signed it, and they had to sign it. The manager told us, we cannot get you off the lease unless they sign you off because they're still staying there.
Fine. Court will draft an order 5 days from today. Do you all live in the same town?
Yes.
Yes.
Ma'am.
You're all going to meet in the landlord's office, 9 a.m. Sign the release form. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
I am going to award you their share of February's rent because they had an obligation to pay at least 1 month's rent for you to spend that month looking for a new roommate if that's what you wanted to do. I think that that's fair, don't you?
Yes, Your Honor.
When you sign off on the lease, you will also get a check for $250 for your security deposit. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you don't go there 5 days from today, I'm giving the plaintiffs the right to come back and ask for a judgment for the remainder of the lease. And they will take it out of your pay. Do you understand?
Yes,
Yes,
Your
Your
Honor.
Honor.
Do you understand the order?
Yes.
Good. Now, let's get to what property you say they took when they moved out.
When they were moved out, they took a lot of belongings and stuff.
Oh,
when they moved
a
out.
lot of belongings doesn't help me, madam.
They took food, they took
I don't
cleaning
care.
supplies.
Are you kidding me or what? Other than food and cleaning supplies.
That's all they took.
I hope you've replaced them. You don't want the food back, do you?
No.
Good. Okay, you understand the order?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's all.
Versus Flick. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Mrs. Flick, the defendant is your soon-to-be former daughter-in-law.
Yes.
currently married to your son, but I assume that you're in the process of divorcing. Is that right?
Yes.
It is your claim that she owes you money for two things. First, some hockey tickets that you paid for that were never delivered. And second, some slashed tires in a car that your son was driving and that you claim the defendant vandalized on two separate occasions. How long have they been married?
They've been married since August 13th of 2002.
When did you give her the money for these tickets, these hockey tickets, and why?
In October, they went to a Minnesota Wild, Detroit Red Wings hockey game, and my son is a Detroit Red Wings fan. My son's birthday was in March. He said he wanted to go back. Michaela has had an arrangement with her employer where he would buy hockey tickets and give them to her at cost. These were extremely good seats, but they were still $70 a piece. I agreed because it's my son's birthday to purchase 6 tickets.
Just a second. You agreed with whom?
Michaela.
And you said 6 tickets?
6 tickets.
And who was supposed to go?
Michaela and David, my son David.
Which is David? Raise your hand, David. Okay.
Myself and a friend of mine, my son Neil and his girlfriend.
Okay. So, did you send Michaela a check?
Yes.
Do you have a copy of that check?
I have a check. It's not made out to her. She asked because the money was going to be deducted from her paycheck, that was money she needed to pay rent. She asked me to make it out to the place she was living at the time.
Is that right so far?
Yes.
Okay. So what happened?
My employer took the money out of my check, and he was going to get the hockey tickets for me. It was taking a long time, and Charlotte was concerned about her not really getting the tickets because her son has done things where he hasn't exactly been honest with her and took money from her before. So during this time, he wanted to start up a home-based business, a web design company. And so December 8th, we went out to Walmart. He bought a whole bunch of stuff, a computer printer, a scanner, ink cartridges.
He bought a lot of stuff, yes.
A lot of stuff. And he took that money.
What money?
The $420. That's what he bought that stuff with.
He can't take the money. The check wasn't made out to him. It was made out to the rental company in October 28th. He can't take this money.
I got the money back from my employer. The employer gave me the money back.
Show me.
I don't have anything
This wasn't,
to show that.
Listen to me. So what you're telling me, this is your defense, your employer gave you back the money that he had taken out of your pay to buy the tickets so that you could take your husband shopping for something else.
Yes.
You still owe her the money.
Okay.
Do you understand why? No, but I'm going to explain to you why.
Okay.
You had a contract, verbal, with her. Your contract with her was, I will send you $420, and you will purchase these tickets. You cannot unilaterally modify the terms of that contract by contracting with somebody else, even your husband. Aside from the fact that I have a feeling if I ask your husband whether you took the money back from your employer,
He's not going to tell you.
He would say no. Is that right?
Correct.
Right, because you're lying. That's just a lot of who shot John that you're giving me. All right, now let's get to the tire slashing. I just wanted to try to figure out what kind of person you are. Okay? Now here we go. So then we go to the tire slashing.
The first one was January 27th.
Of 2003.
Of 2003. And the second one was February 13th of 2003.
Who saw the incident of the 27th of January 2003?
My son, Neil. Neil, would you come up, please?
Neil, your last name is Flick?
Yes.
Okay. Talk to me.
Okay, it was about 11:15 at night. I was actually waiting for my girlfriend to come over because we kind of go out at night. And I saw my brother and his friend Neil Truitt is right there, waiting in a car. They proceeded to leave to go out on their own. And as I was watching, I noticed a celebrity, or it looked like a celebrity as I saw it, by my brother's car.
So they weren't driving your brother's car, they were driving a different car.
Neil was driving his Buick Regal. I saw her car, which was a celebrity, by my brother's car.
Your brother's car was parked?
Yes, it was parked on the street outside of our house. Excuse me.
Okay, go ahead.
And I didn't actually see her slash the tires. I see her actually enter her car, slam the door, and drive down the street.
And this was about 11:15 at night?
Yes, 11:15.
The other witness to that event was Neil Truitt, who was in the car with my son David at the time.
But he didn't see anything?
No, but he was on the phone with her, and she gave him a play-by-play description of what she was doing.
Oh, really? Okay, Mr. Truitt, tell me what happened on the 27th, sir.
See, I just went and purchased a car, so me and Dave were just going to go out driving. And I would say about a half hour after we had been driving around, I had received a call from Kayla, who I was also friends with at the time, and she heard that he was in the car with me. So she said something nasty about him. He said something nasty about her. She managed, I guess, to hear that, and by the way she was talking, it sounded like she might have been inebriated. She was like, well, you know, heck with it, you know, I'm going to go slash his tires, and hangs up. Well, that's why we had went back to his house, because he thought that she was going to really do it. I didn't think she was going to do it. But we stopped by anyway, and we waited just to make sure that she wasn't going to show up. She never showed up, so we left. And she'd called me up about 5 to 10 minutes after we had left. And she goes, well, I'm here now. And I said, where are you? She goes, well, I'm right here. I'm next to Dave's car. And so she goes...
Did she say I'm right next to Dave's car?
She said I'm at the house. So
I'm
I'm
at the house.
assuming.
Well, don't make it up
Okay.
as you're going along. I want to hear exactly what she said to you, sir.
Okay. Apologize. She goes, well, here goes the first one. And you could hear a thud. And she goes, here goes the second one. And then you hear another thud. And she says, okay, I feel better now. And then she hung up.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Within 5 years, could you tell me how old you are?
Around 50.
I'm just thinking about how old I am. I'm also somewhere around 50.
And later today,
She was coming closer towards me. I put my arms up in a defense mode.
She was in my face, and she pushed me down into the bushes. I fell flat on my back and hit my head on the cement surrounding the parking lot.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Charlotte Flick says her estranged daughter-in-law, Michaela Flick, owes for hockey tickets and for slashing her tires. Michaela says Charlotte is seeking revenge on behalf of her son.
Go ahead. The only reason that all this stuff is going on is because on December 8th.
Shh, listen to me. I don't care about what you perceive to be the reason. I care about whether you slashed your husband's tires. The answer is either I did,
I didn't,
or I didn't.
I had just got back in town that night about 9-10 o'clock p.m. from Minnesota. It was Super Bowl weekend, and I was in the process all night moving from my residence to my mother's house. The second night, I got it.
I didn't get to the second night
Okay.
yet. Can you think of any reason why Mr. Truitt would make up this story?
Yes, I can.
I'll
December
hear you.
8th, me and my husband got in a domestic violent dispute where he pushed me and was in mid-swing of a punch where I broke a beer bottle outside his head. We were both arrested for
Yeah.
domestic violence.
Yes.
His mother bailed him out. I don't know why, because he's kicked her teeth in before. He has a history of violence. I found out that Neil, after this incident, my best friend of 7 years, was hanging out with Dave. Dave has a coke problem. I was getting on Neil's butt, wondering if he was into that now because he's my best friend and I care about him. Dave has a history of violence and a history of lying. He's done it his whole life. He's ran people over with cars. His little brother had to pry him off me while he was strangling me one time.
So
Dave,
it's the same. So it's
after,
the shh.
Okay.
And based upon what you're telling me, his brother's testimony is false as well for the same reason.
Yeah, I was not at that house.
For the same reason. And you can't think of anyone else who might slash his tires. Let me ask you this question. Prior to December of 2002, how many times had the tires been slashed on your car?
None.
Never?
Never.
And within 5 years, can you tell me how old you are?
Around 50.
Good. So in 50 years, nobody has ever slashed your tires. I'm just thinking about how old I am. I'm also somewhere around 50. And I, for many, many years, lived in New York City. Nobody ever slashed my tires. Now I'm going to ask you the same question. I know how old you are.
Then it ain't necessary to be said, right?
Yeah. No. That's not necessary. How many times did you have your tires slashed on your car?
Never.
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 So isn't it sort of coincidental that probably we have 100 years over here?
Mm-hmm.
And only after this domestic violence dispute that you had with your soon-to-be former husband do her tires get slashed, not once, but 2 times. Isn't that coincidental?
No.
Well, you may not like the coincidence, but if you understood what the word meant, you would understand that it is coincidental. It is coincidental. You may not like the ramifications of it, but the word that you would use under those circumstances, madam, is coincidental. Let me hear about February 13th, please.
February 13th, which we kind of expected something to happen. That would have been their 6-month anniversary. David went out and got into his car and found out that his tires were slashed at that time. About 5 minutes later, he got a phone call from Michaela.
Well, then I don't want you to tell me about that. He will have to tell me about that. Stand up. Go ahead.
I went out to my car after I was hanging out with a couple of my friends that night, and I got in my car, drove about half a block before both my tires went flat, and I got back home, called the police, and after maybe about 20-25 minutes, she called and just tried to make small talk to basically get me riled up, I would assume.
But she didn't say anything about your tires.
She didn't say anything about the tires, but...
Okay, fine. Get over it.
Okay.
Get over it. You're supposed to act like grown-up, Miss Flick.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
21.
This is your first marriage?
Yes.
You don't celebrate your 6-month anniversary with your soon-to-be ex-husband by slashing his tires.
All night.
Right.
With my brother, who's right here.
Was she there, as she said?
Yes.
Right. Sure she was. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $621.24. That's all. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Michaela has a history of probably 20 destruction of properties.
No, I have 2 destruction of properties, and they're not slashing tires, they're breaking out windows.
Even at the last statement that the defendant made that this was her brother, that would probably be news to her mother or her father because it's not her brother.
She's my adopted sister. If she doesn't want to believe that, then that's her problem.
I think the judge is right when she says she needs to grow up.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Edie versus Nevius. Step forward, please.
24-year-old nanny, Heather Edie, is suing 20-year-old waitress, Jillian Nevius, for assaulting her outside a bar. Jillian says Heather called her a name.
Miss Edie, it is your claim that the defendant assaulted you outside of the bar. You weren't seriously injured, but you want to be compensated for any medical bills that you have and for your discomfort. Miss Nevius doesn't seem to deny that she was responsible for pushing you. She has an excuse. I'm going to listen to it. And she even at one point said she agreed to give you $150 towards whatever expenses you had. But then there was some sort of a disagreement about how she was going to get the money to you, which resulted in the 2 of you coming to court today. So, when was this bar fight?
It was on the morning of January 27th, 2003.
Which means what time?
1:45, I was leaving the bar.
So it was outside the bar?
Yes, in the parking lot.
Did you know the defendant prior to that evening?
I did know her, but we had never really spoken before then. I just knew she didn't like me.
What made you think she didn't like you?
Rumors, people telling me, and the way she acted.
To that.
Well, she also admitted to people that she didn't like me, so.
Shouldn't bother you.
Okay.
So what happened?
I was out celebrating my birthday at a bar, and the defendant was there using a false identification. I was leaving the bar with my friend, and my friend said facetiously, you know, oh, I forgot to say goodbye to Jill. And I answered back with a derogatory name about the defendant, not knowing...
Why did you do that?
Like I said, I had heard all the things that she said about me. She had heard things about me.
So you called her a nasty name?
Yes, I did.
And?
And then I turned around, and she was in my face, and she pushed me down into the bushes. I fell flat on my back.
So she was around you when you called her a nasty name?
I did not know that, though. I was walking out of the door, and she was behind me. And I was talking to my friend at the time.
At some point, you turned around?
Yes, I did.
Well, what caused you to turn around?
Her yelling my friend's name.
And?
And she pushed me down into the bushes. I fell flat on my back and hit my head on the cement surrounding the parking lot.
Okay, and that's the assault that you're talking about?
Yes, it is.
You have a report?
I did not do a police report. I was going to, but we came up with a settlement outside of not using it, and because she was in the bar illegally, underage, I didn't feel that she needed any more trouble. So I didn't do a police report.
Okay. So she agreed to give you $150, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You want to tell me, is anything different about that evening from what she's already told me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Stop laughing. It's not funny.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing. I do want to state my case. On the day it happened, the witness, which did not show up, Danielle, she was our friend, a mutual friend that I've been friends with for about 2 years. Since they started hanging out, she kind of stopped talking to me. They were going to leave, and this is a place that I've gone to with all my work friends, you know, every Sunday for karaoke for probably a good 3 months. I had never been carded there. I know. Okay. So anyways, I went to go talk to my friend.
Let's get to 1:45 in the morning.
Okay. So everybody was leaving. The two of them were leaving. They had said goodbye to everybody except for me. And this was the second time that it had happened. And, you know, as a good friend of mine, I wanted to know. I wanted to get to the bottom of why she wasn't talking to me anymore. So I went out the door to go talk to her. Heather was standing behind her. And I go, hey, Danielle, can I talk to you? And as soon as I walked through the door, she had called me the name. And so I was like, hey, whoa, what, you know, I felt very, you know, I was like, wait a second, I just want to talk to my friend, I want to get to the bottom of it. Me and Heather have known each other, we have been cordial with each other, we, you know, we've never been friends, but as soon as she called me that, I felt very threatened, and she had been drinking a lot, it was her birthday, we were celebrating, and when it happened, when she called me the name, I put my arms up in a defense mode, and then she was coming closer towards me. And so I did push her because I felt threatened. She was in my personal space.
Okay, so you pushed her and she fell?
Yes, ma'am.
And you agreed to pay her $150?
I did, after I had asked to see some kind of documentation that she had gone to the doctor. That's something that we verbally had stated. I did sign a letter to her because I'm the kind of person that...
I don't care what kind of person you are.
Okay.
Did she agree to pay you if you went to the doctor?
She agreed to pay me so I could go to the doctor. That was what the agreement was for.
Okay.
And I have the letter right here.
Can I see it?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I speak?
I want to look at the letter first,
Okay.
then you can speak. This doesn't say anything about going to the doctor.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Okay. I had written the letter. She had called me many a times. I was in the process of moving. I didn't know what to do. And once
You did it!
I know I did.
So do it!
And I had, okay, so there's more to this story, Your Honor. I have messages on my cell phone, which I didn't get a chance to dub, which I should have, but I didn't get a chance to.
I'm interested what you didn't get a chance to do.
The night that I was supposed to pay her, at the bar that night, her boyfriend did come in and threaten me, and that is why my witness is here. He's been through the whole thing. He was there the time it happened, after it happened, and she fell. I told her that she was faking because the way she fell, Your Honor, I mean, it was...
You signed a note!
Okay.
She gave up the right to call the police and to have you charged with an assault or an attempted assault. You agreed to give her $150 so that wouldn't happen, and you didn't do it. So I don't care what happened with her boyfriend, with your boyfriend. I don't want to hear from either one of them. I hardly want to hear from you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $150. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Ms. Woods. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Parks, you and the defendant were engaged to be married. He went off to the military. Your claim is that while he was away, you paid some bills for him. That when he came back from the military, he ended the engagement. You want to be reimbursed for the bills you paid for him, as well as your wedding expenses and a ring that you gave to him.
Yes, ma'am.
When did you become engaged?
July 98.
And when did you go into the military, sir?
September 16th of 98.
Had you been living together?
Yes.
You returned from the military when, sir?
December.
Of 98?
Yes.
And it's the bills from September to December that you claim you paid for him?
There were others prior to, or after December that I had paid. He went in for course school after basic training.
Is that correct?
December.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did you finally terminate the engagement?
May or June of 99.
Now, tell me about these bills that you paid for him.
Okay. He moved in with me right before we got engaged. He had his bills forwarded to my parents' address, which we were living, right before he went into the military service. When he went in, the first bill came, and it was kind of hard to contact him. There was no connection.
What bill was that?
The first one was some BMG music bills. They were small, but the big first one was his associate's credit card bill.
AT&T.
Yeah, AT&T, which was $496.78.
So what did you do? You couldn't reach him?
No, I couldn't reach him. I decided to pay it off, and as soon as I could get an email or an address from him, I would write him telling him the bills that I paid off and that I would expect him to pay me back. And I have here a list of the bills that I paid and the letter and his letter returning to me saying that he would pay me back.
How did you get a copy of this letter?
Before he returned to core school, he gathered up all his letters that I gave to him when he was in basic training and had me hold on to them for him.
Okay. So this is what we have, Mr. Woods. You are absolutely correct in your answer when you say that she chose to pay your bills, and she did that voluntarily. She acknowledges that she did that initially, but then you agreed to pay her back.
I was thinking at the time, I mean, I was still very grateful that she did pay him, but I was thinking I was going to come back home, we were going to get married, we'd have, because we'd also talked about before that, you know, we were going to have the same, our bills were going to be our bills. The money that we made together was going to pay off these bills. I didn't never expect to come home and what happened, happened.
I'm sorry about all my bills that you're getting. You didn't have to pay off the whole thing, just the minimum payment. She didn't have to make the minimum payment. But clearly that's what you had expected. Don't worry, I will give you the money. I will help you with money when I get into a school, because you had some other bills that you were going to pay.
Right.
That they took out. So clearly, you tell her back in October of 1998, okay, that you were going to reimburse her for this money. Relying on what you say here, she continues to pay your bills because you promised to pay her back. Right?
Right.
Now, so that's point number one. Point number two, sir, is that you say that you didn't anticipate that this was going to happen. You anticipated getting married and that your money would be joint money. It would be there as joint money to pay off bills, that you wouldn't even think about it. So what do we have now? No engagement, no marriage, your bills are paid with her money. Is that fair?
That's not fair.
So why didn't you start paying her back some money?
I wanted to, but I mean, we were still together at the time. Before we had broken up, I mean, we got in, her parents, or her mom, had gone through all my stuff, and just without me being there, gone through all my papers, all my paperwork, and found letters, and just told me to move everything out of the house the next day.
Found letters to whom?
It was a letter from another female to me that I had met in boot camp, a close friend of mine, and we had gone really close, and what we had in Chicago, we had left in Chicago. I had every intent of coming back home and marrying Terry. And I still had feelings for her, but what I had done in Chicago, I left in Chicago. But her mom had gone through all my stuff, found letters, I mean, even little notebooks, and circled stuff in little notebooks and read and wrote names and words on it. And the next day, they asked me to get all the stuff out of the house. I mean,
so what you're telling me is you had not been faithful while you were in Chicago.
Right.
Her mother noodled around and found that out. So you're blaming her mother. Duh. That's what mothers are supposed to do. You think she wants her daughter to marry somebody who travels a couple of 100 miles away, messes around, and then just wants to forget it? I'm going to forget that. I'm going to come home and be a good boy. Good for you. And smart for you.
Thank you.
I once told one of my children during their engagement, I want you to know something about this time in your life. This is as good as it gets. There's more affection, more interest, more doting than any other time. You have fewer problems during this engagement period. You know, you don't have joint bills and kids and in-laws and everything else that tend to impact on that romance that you have. So if you got a problem now, it's only going to get worse.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You burn letters that you don't want somebody to find.
I learned that.
By the way, did you end up marrying Chicago?
No.
You still with Chicago?
No.
You left it in Chicago.
I haven't talked to her since Chicago.
And later today.
Why did you steal his car?
To get to a different city.
And you didn't have a car?
I got a license.
You have a license, you didn't have a car, so you took his.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Terry Park says ex-fiancé John Woods owes her for paying his bills while he was in the military and for an engagement ring.
Let's get to the wedding bills, because there is no real clear-cut legal decision with regard to the wedding bills, your wedding dresses, your bridesmaid dresses, and that sort of thing. You think that you have any responsibility whatsoever, at least partial responsibility, for the expenses that she incurred towards the wedding?
No, ma'am.
You don't?
No.
Why not?
Because before we had even broken up completely, I had asked for the ring back. She didn't have to give it back, but she did. And from there, we were still dating afterwards, and we had already planned to push the wedding about a year later.
But she had already taken care of these dresses, David's bridal, final payment in October.
Right.
That's before. You're still in Chicago, being unfaithful, while she's paying for the wedding dress. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when did you find these letters, these Chicago letters that he wrote to somebody else? In what month?
In June.
In June?
Of 99.
Oh, well, David's bridal was in March of 99. So you're still going full speed ahead with the wedding plans.
Right.
So now I'm going to ask you again. There were certain wedding expenses that she had. Why don't you think you're responsible for at least half of those wedding expenses that she incurred during the time that she really thought that you were going to get married, and only you knew that you had been messing around?
Because, I mean, for the bridesmaids' dresses, I always thought that the bridesmaids bought their own dresses. And honestly,
Did they?
They're supposed to.
All but 3.
What do you mean all but 3?
One had to be shipped out to Texas, and the 3 girls that could not make it to the shop with me, I paid for at that time.
Which they should have paid you in return.
By the way, did you end up marrying Chicago?
No.
You still with Chicago?
No.
You left it in Chicago?
Yes. I haven't talked to her since Chicago.
Okay. Just some words of advice, Mr. Woods. You burn letters that you don't want somebody to find.
I learned that.
Keeping them makes a statement. Okay. He is not responsible for the ring. He is responsible for only half the cost. I believe that that's fair. Half the cost of what you laid out for a wedding that subsequently didn't come off, even if it wasn't his fault. In this case, it was. So I'm deducting that from your total amount of bills that you are submitting, none of which he disputes. He just says he didn't ask you to pay him. He may not have asked you to pay him, but he told you that he would repay you, and based on that, you continued to pay the bills for months after that. So I am not awarding you the full amount of your request, which was some $2,400, but I am awarding you $1,908.20. Judgment for the plaintiff. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Before things happened, our parents were always in our relationship. I mean, personal things, I mean, our sexual relationship. The whole family always knew about it because of her mother.
I wasn't that meddling, but I smelled a rat, so I went looking for evidence. And I did, I found it.
I hurt her bad. I didn't want her to get all the money, but I feel I was responsible for the bills that she paid, so hopefully she's happy with the money she got.
Always listen to your mother.
And now the next case.
All parties on Kramer versus Cornejo. Step forward, please.
16-year-old William Kramer Jr. and his father, William Sr., are suing 15-year-old student Giovanni Cornejo and his mother, San Juana Cornejo. William Jr. says Giovanni stole his CD collection when he stole his car.
Who are you?
I'm his parent, his father.
Why don't you have a seat, please? You're his mother?
Yes.
Why don't you have a seat, please? Mr. Kramer, you went to work according to your complaint at 5 p.m. on December 21st?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you parked your car in the parking lot?
Yes.
And the defendant stole your car?
Yes.
You admit that you stole his car?
Yes.
What time did you steal his car?
It was between the hours of 9 to 11, somewhere around there.
Why did you steal his car?
To get to a different city.
Well, where were you going?
Grand Rapids. It was a different city.
And you didn't have a car?
I got a license.
You have a license, you didn't have a car, so you took his. Okay. There came a time when you were stopped by the police?
Excuse me?
There came a time when you were stopped by the police?
Yes.
And what time was that?
I don't know. I don't know the times. I didn't know what time was it.
Has your case been disposed of in the criminal court?
No.
What do you mean, no?
What do you mean by
Did you plead guilty?
Yes, I plead guilty.
Then it's been disposed of?
Yes.
Were you placed on probation?
Yes.
For how long?
About It's 3 months, 4 months.
Was this your first arrest?
Yes.
And according to your complaint, Mr. Kramer, when you got your car back, there was some CDs missing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that right?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Corneo says that he stole your car but not your CDs.
Yes.
When were you notified that they had found your car?
It was about 11 p.m.
And where were you called, at home or at work?
I was at work. The police came and got me, and they escorted me to where the car was.
How far away from your place of employment was it?
It was about 20 minutes away. I don't know exactly the mileage.
And when you got there, did you find Mr. Corneo there?
Yes.
And your car?
Yes.
Okay. And your car was stopped because of a tail light or something?
Broken headlight.
And you looked at the car at that time, you didn't see anything else missing?
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This is sort of an apology. I hope you've learned your lesson that you should watch out how you handle your keys the next time.
Your Honor, his keys were right there in the ignition.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 16-year-old William Kramer Jr. says 15-year-old Giovanni Cornejo stole his car and his CD collection.
Mr. Corneo, from the time you stole this car, I want you to tell me where you went.
Stole the car, and then I went to this gas station, I think in Byron Center.
Yes?
We went to the gas station, and I was on my way to...
You went to the gas station for what?
To put in some gas. He was almost on empty.
Okay.
So
Is that true?
Yes.
Fine. So you went to the gas station,
Yes.
filled up the car.
I didn't fill it up. I put $8 in. And
then where did you go?
From there, I was going through Grand Rapids, and we decided to go to this new mall that they just built.
A new mall. Who's we?
Me and my partner. He was there with me.
Your partner, your business partner?
No, not a business partner, a friend.
So you and your friend decided to go to a mall. Did you in fact go to the mall?
No, we got pulled over before.
So you only made one stop,
Yes.
and the one stop was to put gas in the car.
Yes.
Now when you got stopped, was your friend in the car with you?
Yes.
Was your friend arrested also?
Yes.
Did you in fact see any of Mr. Kramer's CDs?
I did see one CD. My friend said it was corn. I wasn't sure, so I went with corn. But we threw it back into the back seat, which I didn't find anything else. And we didn't see anything else. He says he ain't seen nothing.
Now did you have a CD named Corn?
Yes, I did.
Did you find that in the back of the car?
Yes, that was there. It was just empty, loose in the back of the car, in the back seat.
Well, that's what he says. He said he took it and he threw it in the back seat. I assume that you, once you got the car home, you went through an inventory. Is that right?
No, it was pretty late. I got it home around 3, and I went to bed. But the next morning I did.
Is that when you found the CDs missing?
Yes.
Other than the fact that Mr. Corneo stole your car, do you have any other evidence that he did in fact steal your CDs?
I have an apology here from him.
Can I see it?
Yeah. And there he states he doesn't listen to my...
Let me read it. Just a minute. This is sort of an apology, sort of. You say to Mr. Kramer in your letter of apology, which I assume you were ordered by the court to write?
Yes.
Of course. I love this judge. I have one thing to say to you, is that I hope you've learned your lesson, that you should watch out how you handle your keys the next time.
Your Honor, I didn't mean it as in, like, he was a dummy, he's doing it. I just meant it just because...
Where were his keys?
His keys were right there in the ignition.
That's not too clever. Was his car open?
Yes, it was open.
It was unlocked, but not... Doors weren't open.
But it was unlocked?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Kramer, you parked your car in the parking lot and you left the car unlocked. And you were gone from your car for at least several hours before Mr. Corneo stole your car.
Yes.
Anybody could have gone in the car and taken your CDs, sir.
Yes.
Right?
But in there he says he doesn't listen to my kind of music, so you would have to have seen the CDs in there to check what kind of music.
He saw one. He said he took out a corn... I never heard of that. You ever hear of corn?
Yeah.
I must be living on another planet, at least in another millennium.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You, Mr. Kramer, have to learn to be more careful with your property, because it is possible that somebody didn't steal your car, but opened the car door and took your CDs. Now, where were they?
Under the passenger seat.
In a box?
In a case holder.
What do you mean here? I know that my boy didn't take them either.
My friend. I know. He told me that he ain't take them. I ain't see him take them at all.
No, I don't think you took them. I don't think you took them. I think somebody may have taken them, sir. All right, in any event, Mr. Kramer, there is insufficient evidence for me to find that he, in fact, did steal this property, so I must dismiss your complaint. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat, please.
Miss Bell, Mr. Fisher was your boyfriend. You're not together anymore, and according to your complaint, he maliciously called the police, told them that you were threatening suicide. They came to your house, they took you to the hospital. You were later released, but you want him to pay the medical bill.
Right.
Mr. Fisher says he was worried. Right?
Yes.
Okay. First tell me, when had you been dating? Over what period of time?
From May of 2002 through December.
And when was this telephone call made to the police?
On August 29th.
August 29th of 02?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
That night, Gerald and I had gotten together and we were talking about a previous case. And
previous case of what?
Domestic violence.
What previous case of domestic violence?
The week before, he had thrown a bottle at my car and damaged it, and I made a report to the police.
So you'd had a fight the week before?
It wasn't a fight.
Were you in the car when he threw something at the car?
I was driving away from him, and he was upset, and he threw the bottle. The night of this incident, he was upset that I had done all that, so he tried to bribe me.
You mean he was upset that you would call the police?
Yes. And he was.
Where were you when you were having this discussion?
We were at my apartment.
Had you gone out for the evening?
No.
Did you have a date with him that night?
No, we got together that night just to discuss the situation.
Tell me about the discussion.
Through the discussion, he was trying to bribe me into dropping the domestic violence case, and he was telling me that his mother had called the police on me and told them that I had driven through his yard.
Did the police ever come to see you about those calls that were made by his mother?
No, ma'am.
So you don't know anything about it?
That's the only thing I know from what he told me.
And then you called the police on him because he threw a bottle at your car. Did he damage your car?
Yes.
Got together to talk about this incident, and then what happened?
Then I told him that since I hadn't been contacted by the police, I would only want to talk to him after they do and go through court with that. So he was upset he couldn't get another response out of me, and I asked him, are you ready to go home? So I drove him home. And on the way there, it was quiet at first, and then he started telling me, oh, you're nothing without me. You may as well go kill yourself. And so I stopped the car, and I made him get out.
How far away from his house did you make him get out?
Oh, gosh. It was about halfway there.
And about how far away was that from his house?
7 blocks.
Excuse me?
7 blocks.
7 blocks. Thank you very much. Okay, so you let him out, and what's the next thing that happened to you when you got home, Miss Bell?
Before I went to bed, I received a phone call from a dispatcher saying that someone had called on me and that the police would be on the way.
Someone had called on you about what?
A concern that they had had. She didn't exactly explain it to me over the phone.
Okay. Go ahead.
And she told me that also that the police were on their way and that they couldn't find the apartment number.
And the police did arrive?
Yes, they did.
When the police arrived at your apartment, what happened?
They questioned me about the incident in the car. And
in the car, you mean when you dropped him off?
Yes. And I told them everything that happened. And they went ahead and told me that I could either go willingly or I could go forcibly. And I decided to go willingly with them to get evaluated by a doctor because I knew I was fine and I just knew that they would release me. But
and did they?
Yes.
And then you got a bill from the doctor?
Yes.
Can I see the reports that you have from the hospital where you were taken? Thank you. Ms. Bell, you admit to the doctor that you did say to him, when he said to you, you're worthless, you're nothing, you admit to the doctor that you said, fine, I'll just go ahead and overdose on ecstasy, that's what you said to him.
Yes.
But you didn't mean it.
I didn't say it to him.
Yes, you did. You told the doctor that you said it to him. The patient admits to the suicide statement of, I will overdose on ecstasy. The doctor has no reason to lie about that.
Yes.
Good. Did he ever choke you to the point of blacking out?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
When was that? Just a second.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It was in June.
Where?
in my apartment.
Say he also hit you many times and you have a scar. Did he do that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever contact the police about that?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
I never even thought about it.
Did you do any of those things, Mr. Fisher?
Yes, we did have a once or twice 2 physical conflicts.
Why did you do that, Mr. Fisher?
Okay, first and foremost, Miss Selena Bell is the type of person where she can talk to you at one point and she will drive you to do another. I mean, I am the type of person, I am cool, calm, collected.
Why'd you hit her?
Why? We're in a relationship and she brought other people into a relationship, basically disrespected me and cheating on me, so I got basically fed up with it.
And you hit her?
Yes.
What about the choking her?
I believe we were playing at that time, and as far as the yes, as far as the hitting, I hit her in the shoulder, and as far as the choking, she never did black out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm somebody that if you feel as if has trotted on your manhood, you just have to stand there and take it and not use your hands. Do we understand each other, Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Good.
And later today,
the boyfriends took some stuff from their apartment?
Without my knowledge, yes.
But he got into the apartment with your knowledge?
Yes.
So you helped them. They were being nice to you and they got kicked in the teeth.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Selena Bell claims ex-boyfriend DJ Fisher had her falsely committed to a mental institution. DJ claims she threatened to overdose on ecstasy.
How long did you stay in the hospital, Miss Bell?
Overnight.
And then you were released the next day?
Yes, ma'am.
And your total medical bills were $782,
yes.
Is that right? Okay, Mr. Fisher, to you. You want to tell me what happened on August 29th?
Yes, situation was me and my
Just look at me, look at me.
Okay. Me and Miss...
Go like this.
All right. Me and Miss Bell had arguments. She didn't see my side of the story, and I didn't see her side of the story. She asked if I wanted to go home. I said, yes, please. As she was taking me home, she stopped and called a friend of hers and asked for some ecstasy pills. While I was still in the car, I felt that was disrespect. So I called her out of her name, called the B word.
We called her a name. Okay.
She asked me to basically get out the car and walk because she was going to overdose on ecstasy and commit suicide. So I ran to a friend of mine's house who was also a minister at my church, knocked on his door. He wasn't home or didn't answer his door. From his house, I ran all the way home, sprinted home. That's a while. I called the police and was like, you know, my girlfriend's going to kill herself, you know, commit suicide, because she has had a history of ecstasy in the past. They basically went to her apartment and basically took custody of her and flattened her tires and whatnot and took her to a mental hospital. From there, I believe that's where the hospital bill came in at.
Mm-hmm.
So me, myself, I was just looking out for her because we were in a relationship. And
you cared about her?
Yeah, of course.
So you had a terrible concern for her?
Yeah,
is that right?
just like anyone.
Let me ask you this question, Mr. Fisher. You had sufficient concern for her that, let us say, you were together and she made this statement to you, you would have taken her to the hospital yourself if you were driving, right?
Yes, out of respect. I got out of her car because she made...
Not just pay attention to what I'm saying. Don't try to think of where I'm going, Mr. Fisher, because you're not smart enough. Do you understand? Do you understand? You're not smart enough.
Okay.
Okay. If you had been together in the car and your girlfriend, who you cared a lot about, which is why you ran home and got all out of breath, but if you were in the car together and she made this statement, you would have taken her right to an emergency room yourself, right?
Yes.
And since Miss Bell didn't have insurance, you would have said, you have to take care of her. I'll pay, right?
You said,
right?
I'll pay?
Yeah, sure. You were that concerned.
I don't care about it like that, but...
You don't? Well, that's what I want to know, Mr. Fisher. That's what I'm trying to figure out, sir.
As far as...
If you... I'm speaking.
Okay.
You may be able to interrupt them, but you don't interrupt me.
All right.
Because I'm entitled to disrespect you if you deserve it.
Okay.
You got it?
Yes.
And you can't do anything about it except whine. We understand each other, Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
I'm somebody that if you feel as if has trotted on your manhood, you just have to stand there and take it and not use your hands. Do we understand each other, Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Good. Now, so my question to you is, you cared about her enough to call the police and have the police go to her house, But you didn't care enough about her that if you were together and somebody said you have to pay to admit her to the hospital, you wouldn't pay for her, right?
I mean, that's her own thing. If she wants to, I ain't got nothing to do with me anymore.
Well, if it had nothing to do with you, then what did you call the police for, Mr. Fisher?
I felt like that's only way out, or way to the situation I had.
Did it have anything to do with the fact that she had called the police a couple of weeks earlier on you?
No, it didn't.
No. You were genuinely concerned?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Miss Bell, back to you, madam. This incident happened, according to you, on the 29th of August. And according to you, you and the defendant were boyfriend and girlfriend from May of 2002 until December of 2002. Is that right?
We were on and off.
On and off and on and off means that you were together until December of 2002. Is that right?
Correct.
And why are you here today, madam?
Because I felt like he did this out of retaliation.
Then you should have sued him in September, October, November,
Kept
December.
telling me he was going to help pay for it.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Oh. Well, tell me about that, Miss Bell. That's different.
I would bring it up, tell him that, you know, I just got released from active duty in the military, and, you know, I got released because of this incident. You know, I was security forces, and they don't want me being armed because of this suicidal situation.
Excuse me. Nah, interrupt, please.
No.
All right.
Would you just get to when he said he would pay the bill?
He would say it a number of times during our relationship.
Okay. You don't have a case for two reasons. First of all, because you did in fact make the statement to him, I'm going to kill myself with ecstasy. You acknowledged that statement to the doctor who examined you. But second and most important is that you continued a relationship with him for 4 months after this incident. 4 months. And if you honestly believe that he had called the police to be vindictive, to be vicious, then I don't see why a normal person would continue a relationship in any event. For both of those reasons, I'm dismissing your case. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
So I was concerned for her safety. I mean, we were together. Anybody in a relationship would basically support each other.
I'm tired of people messing up my credit, and that's all he was after, is trying to ruin me.
I really don't know why I'm going through this situation, but I'll be all right.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Detweiler versus Davison, step forward, please.
23-year-old student Miranda Detweiler is suing her former friend, 21-year-old stagehand Sandra Davison, for the return of her belongings. Sandra is countersuing for rent and stolen property.
Miss Detweiler, when were you in rehab?
July of 2002.
For how long?
21 days.
What kind of substances were you abusing?
Heroin and other things.
Was it a court-ordered rehab?
No.
When you got out in August?
Yes.
Did you go for follow-up treatment?
Yes.
What kind of treatment?
I'm still going to outpatient therapy, and I have a caseworker, and I go to counseling.
Take methadone?
No, I take Paxil.
According to your complaint, when you got out of rehab, you needed a place to stay. Miss Davidson and her husband, is this your husband, boyfriend?
Ex-boyfriend.
Ex-boyfriend, invited you to come and stay with them.
Yes.
I assume she was a good friend of yours.
Yes.
According to Miss Davidson, there were a couple of conditions for that, and one of the conditions was that you stay away from the ex-boyfriend. Is that right?
Yes.
And get yourself together. There came a time when Miss Davidson told you to leave. She put you out of the house, and you claim she kept some of your property and has not returned your property.
Yes.
Ms. Davidson said you had ample opportunity to take all of your property. She doesn't have any of your property, and she's counterclaiming because she says either you or your boyfriend stole some stuff from her house, and you never paid rent as you had agreed to pay when you moved in.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Miranda Detweiler claims former friend Sandra Davison won't return her belongings. Sandra claims Miranda's ex-boyfriend stole her property and sold it for drugs.
How long did she stay with you?
For about 7 months.
What was the rent agreement?
$50 a week for the whole time she was there.
Was she working when she got out of rehab?
No, ma'am.
So how did you expect her to pay $50 a week?
She was expected to try and find a job to the best of her ability.
So you didn't expect her to pay rent until she found the job?
Yeah.
All right, let's get the whole thing together. When did she finally find a job?
And beginning of December.
So from August until December, she wasn't working?
No.
So how was she going to pay you rent? Right. So that takes care of the rent. You didn't tell her to leave in August, September, October, November, did you?
No, I didn't want to see her go back on the streets and...
Good. I assume that, but for the fact that she filed this lawsuit, you wouldn't have filed a counterclaim for the rent. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So spend my time and energy on things that are important. What kind of things did she steal from your apartment?
She didn't steal it. She had her boyfriend at the time. She snuck him into the house, and he removed property from us and...
Like what?
Sold it. $900 bass guitar, $150 worth of DVDs, and a $350 PlayStation 2, and sold it for drugs.
When did the boyfriend get out of jail?
I'm not exactly sure.
When did he get out of jail?
A week before Christmas of that year, 2002.
Oh.
This stuff was stolen.
Week before Christmas?
Yes.
When did he go into jail?
July.
When was your stuff stolen?
January of 2002.
So is what you're telling me before she moved into your apartment, before she was in rehab, she had let somebody in a year before?
No, it was the same year. Her and her boyfriend got kicked out of their apartment. So we told them that they could stay with us. She had a job. She was paying rent, $50 a week. And the boyfriend was supposed to be getting a job. During that time, we gave him a month, and he never got a job. So we told him we wanted him to leave. She was still paying. She was allowed to stay. But we didn't want him around because we knew he was still using drugs. She snuck him into the house numerous times, and once we found out about it, we told her to leave.
Is that right? Just answer the question. Is that right?
Not exactly true.
Close.
Okay.
Was it close?
Close.
The boyfriends took some stuff from their apartment?
Without my knowledge, yes.
He may have taken it without your knowledge, but he got into the apartment with your knowledge.
Yes.
So you helped them. They were being nice to you, and they got kicked in the teeth.
What is not mentioned is that they were friends long before that I met him. He used to live with them at their old apartment.
They put him out. You let him back in. If he took their property and sold it, you're as responsible. Now, what are you kvetching about things that these people didn't return to you?
I have a list of things that she kept of mine. She destroyed a lot of my stuff. She peed on my shoes.
Go ahead.
So there's so many things in here that they're just broken. She took all my liquid stuff and poured it all over my clothes. There was an open beer in my clothes. There was just a lot of, like, all my good stuff she kept. Like my blades and...
What did you do about reimbursing her for all the stuff your boyfriend had stolen?
It's not like it's just my boyfriend. I'm the one who told her about it. She wouldn't have even known I stole it. He stole it. I'm the one who told him he stole it.
What did you do about paying her back for all the stuff that your boyfriend stole with your help?
I shouldn't have to.
Why not?
Because it's not my fault.
Sure it is, honey. Oh, yes, it is. It's your fault. You let him in.
He was staying there.
No, they had put him out. They had put him out. They told you could stay because you were paying rent, but he was still using, so he was out. And then he went back to jail, right?
Yes.
So they were right to put him out.
Yes.
Miss Detweiler, I wouldn't complain if I were you. Listen, classic example of no good deed goes unpunished. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm not going to get the value of your stuff back, but I certainly am not going to even listen to the nonsense about somebody spilling a bottle of shampoo in her stuff.
Harris, Washington versus Johnson.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat.
How old are you?
17.
What's your first name?
Jordan.
Jordan, you are a very tall boy.
Yes.
Woo! 17 years old. How tall are you?
6'6".
Life's not fair. All I wanted to be was 5'4".
All I wanted to do was be rich.
You made it.
Yeah.
Jordan, you play baseball?
Basketball.
Basketball. And this was your coach?
Yes.
Not your coach anymore?
Right.
And you and your mother are suing him over an iPod?
Correct.
An iPod that Mr. Johnson said he did in fact sell. He's not even sure it belonged to you, but he has some story to tell me that he thinks justifies taking your iPod and selling it, and then he has a counterclaim for certain money that he says he extended to you, Jordan, and some harassment nonsense. So, Mr. Johnson, why don't you tell me about the iPod?
I know very little about the iPod until the incident happened.
Well, you were traveling, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
When were you traveling?
It was in July of 2009.
And you were traveling with the team?
Yes, ma'am.
Jordan was a member of the team?
At that time, yes, ma'am.
You were traveling by bus?
We rented a 12-passenger van.
Is he the tallest one on the team?
At that time, yes, he was.
Where'd you get the iPod from, Jordan?
I bought it from a friend,
What friend?
Caleb.
When did you buy it from Caleb?
Say about March of 09,
How much did you pay him for it?
300,
Back in March of 09, what were they selling them for in the store?
400, 450.
Why wouldn't you buy one from the store?
Because my friend was selling it for cheaper.
Where did he get it from?
He got it from the store.
Okay. So tell me, now you're traveling by bus, Mr. Johnson, and what happened?
Well, to make the story right, my witness here can testify as to when the iPod first came in question.
Okay. Who are you?
Tammy Williams.
How do you know these people?
I'm his wife, and I'm a team manager, team mom. I take care of all the tournaments, make all the reservations.
Tell me what you know about this iPod.
I do know that we had got to our destination.
Which was where?
Las Vegas, Nevada. And Jordan approached me and told me that his iPod was missing. I told him, did you check your bag good enough? And Jordan said he did and he couldn't find it. Told him, go check the van. He said, well, maybe someone took it. And I told him, no one took it. So let everyone get their stuff out the van first. Go back and search the van. It's probably in the van. After that, I didn't hear anything about it until a couple days later. That time I had assumed that Jordan had found it because he never mentioned it anymore.
Okay. Then you can pick it up, Mr. Johnson.
Well, I was made aware of an incident concerning a player having money stolen from him. And so we decided to have a team meeting to try to get to the bottom of what was going on. And during that meeting, it was discovered, which he later admitted to, that Jordan was the perpetrator of stealing the $20 from the other teammate.
Well, tell me what Jordan said to you at that meeting.
At the initial meeting, when we had everybody, we called it kind of holding court. And so when I confronted Jordan, it was laughed off at like it was a prank. So at that time, I was like, man, give him his money back and be done with it. And
Okay,
that was
so
the last
far,
I heard
Jordan,
at that
is
time.
that correct?
That's incorrect.
Tell me about the $20.
Okay.
Don't look up there. Up there's not going to help you.
Okay, after my iPod was missing for about 2 days, I was upset, and I seen a wallet on the bed, and I looked in it, and there's some money in there. I was upset about the iPod, so I just took I took $20 out of the iPod. I mean, out of the wallet.
Out of one of your teammates' wallets.
Yes, it was just sitting there.
I don't care if it was sitting there or doing a jig. You stole $20 out of his wallet.
Okay.
So, Mr. Johnson, you gave the player the $20?
Actually, my wife gave the player
the $20.
He had been given the opportunity to return that money earlier in the day, and he never would do that. He told me he had left the money in his bag in the room, and I told him I would be going in his bag to retrieve the money to give it back to the player. When I got to the room, there was no money in the bag. So I had to wait for Jordan to come back from sightseeing to once again have the team meeting again and confront him about the $20.
And what happened at that meeting?
This is when his whole attitude really flipped on me. He, matter of fact, told me that he had no intentions of returning the money. And I was kind of thrown aback, and I asked him, well, why? What's going on? Why would you take your teammates' money? And he said, well, somebody stole my iPod. And I said, Jordan, nobody stole your iPod. I said, I got 12 teenagers pretty much living out of a 12-passenger van. The van is a mess. Did you go down there and search it? He said, no. I said, I'll tell you what, I am going to sleep. I'm tired. I've been coaching all day. I've been driving most of the time. I'm tired. You have to, I wake up the next morning to go clean the van out to go get your iPod. If I get down there the next morning and I find that iPod, it belongs to me now because I had to pay the kid the $20 to keep the peace. And I basically told him he sold his iPod for $20.
So you said, I returned the $20 that you stole to the young man. If I go down and find your iPod, the iPod belongs to me.
Yes, ma'am.
And you went down, and lo and behold, what'd you find in the van?
First thing, when I opened the door, I looked under the seat where he was sitting, and there's a beautiful iPod sitting right under the seat where he was sitting at.
So what'd you do with it?
I walked up to the room, pretty upset still. I'm a coach. I get kind of animated. And I told him, I said, look, you got to the next morning when we get back home in Bakersfield. Bring me my $20. Other iPod is mine, and I'll do with it whatever I want to.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Would you think if you saw a wallet sitting over there, you had the right to go into a wallet and take money? No. Of course not. Where do you think he gets that from?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 17-year-old Jordan Washington says his former basketball coach, Devin Johnson, stole his iPod. Devin says he was trying to teach Jordan a lesson, and he is countersuing for an unpaid loan.
Now, Jordan, why didn't you return the $20 to the coach? I believe what he says, that he said to you, I have your iPod. When we get back to Bakersfield, give me the $20 back, because nobody stole your iPod. You just dropped it on the floor. Just give me back the $20 and I'll give you the iPod. Otherwise, I'm going to sell the iPod or do whatever I want to do with it, and I'll pay myself back. Why didn't you just give him back the $20?
I didn't have the $20 at the time.
What'd you do with it?
I already spent it.
On what?
Vegas. It was Vegas. Spent it.
May I say something, Your Honor? And actually, mind you, when he left to leave with us to Vegas, he didn't have his tournament money, and he had no money in his pocket. My wife felt sorry for him and was giving him spending money during that time just to put something in his pocket. So he didn't even have to steal from the boy. It might not have been a lot of money, but it was $10 here, $10 there, and that
Jordan,
he didn't appreciate that.
Did the Johnsons give you any money when you were traveling?
They gave me approximately $10. They gave me $10 to eat. Okay.
Go ahead, Ms. Williams.
Actually, Your Honor, I was purchasing him food, as other boys. He wasn't the only one. Some of them had more money than others. When they wanted to go sightsee, I gave him money. I gave that day, over the time, I gave over a couple $100. I'm giving 10 here, 15 here, and buying their meals.
You have some source of revenue from this team?
No.
No, actually, Your Honor, it's just a neighborhood traveling team. I just started to try to help at-risk kids in our community.
How is it funded?
By car washes, and then whatever we don't make up on car wash, we've split amongst the kids, and they have to come up with $20, $25, whatever to travel.
Well, how do you get the van? The van is more than $20, $25.
Through car washes, we kick in some money. You know, we just do what's necessary. Actually, Your Honor, I have a little article and some stuff that has, to show that we've been doing it for 8 years now. We're very serious about trying to make a difference.
How long were you on the team, Jordan?
I say about 3 months.
How long were the other kids on the team?
Since they were young, childhood.
What?
When Jordan told me what had happened, Jordan, I, and a friend had met with Mr. Johnson at the park. We waited till he finished Little League football. He was coaching. And I talked to him about the iPod. He told me what had happened. And he never once brought up that Jordan owed him any money. I asked him for the iPod back. He said that he had sold it. I said, well, you're either going to have to give him the iPod back or the money. And he just basically said, take him to court. And he went on and on about street justice, and I'm from the hood, and this is how we deal with that. And I said, I don't care where you're from. Legally, you're not supposed to hold somebody's property in payment of anything.
You're right.
Excuse me.
Here, just a second. You're right. But what I want to know, Ms. Harris, is what did you do and say to your son with regard to stealing this boy's money because he was angry?
I told Jordan he was wrong and he was going to have to accept responsibility.
Did he give the money back?
And no money was ever mentioned to me.
Listen to me. You didn't hear my question, Miss Harris.
Did he give the money back?
Did he give the money back to the boy who he stole it from?
No, he didn't.
Well, you come back to me, Miss Harris, when your son gives back the $20 to the boy who he stole from. You come back to me and ask for some justice from the court. Do you understand?
Yes.
You can't come into a court and say, I stole, but there are no consequences. And somebody who, in effect, took the law into his own hands and decided what an appropriate response would be in his capacity as coach, I think it was wrong. Put your hand down, sir. I think it was wrong. But he doesn't have clean hands. He sort of thinks it was okay because he thought somebody stole his iPod. It was okay for him to steal out of somebody's wallet. Would you think if you saw a wallet sitting over there, you had the right to go into a wallet and take money?
No.
Of course not. Where do you think he gets that from?
He basically was trying to get the iPod back.
No. That had nothing to do with it. You're making excuses for him, Miss Harris. That's an excuse. He just said to me he was mad because he thought somebody stole his iPod, so he was going to steal somebody's money.
Yes.
There were 12 people. I mean, more likely than not, he lost it rather than somebody stealing it. As it happened, that's what happened. He lost it. He found it, but he didn't even bother to look for it. It wasn't right under his nose, so he assumed somebody stole it. But that doesn't give him the right to go and steal somebody's money. So you come to me after your son pays back the $20 to the boy who he stole from. Then I'm going to entertain his case for the return of his iPod. You understand each other, Jordan?
Yes.
Perfect. How long ago did you steal this money?
It was during the trip, July 7th.
almost a year to return the money.
The boy and I made arrangements.
To what?
To where I would have to, like, help him with his homework. I go to the same high school as he do.
And?
He struggles in a subject, and I help him, and the debt is already paid off. Instead of paying him $20, I helped him on his homework.
Why didn't you pay him back his $20 and help him with his homework anyway?
Your Honor, I find it real funny that he says he helped this man with his homework. Jordan has been in 5 schools in the last 4 years because of academic and failing grades. Caleb is a top-notch student. There's no way this young man is going to help that kid with his homework. He's 50 credits behind in school. I tried to help him out with coaching my football team to earn 10 more credits. He didn't complete that.
Does that sound right, Mr. Washington?
That's not true.
What subjects were you helping Caleb in?
Algebra, math.
Algebra is math.
Oh, yes.
Come to me with proof, sir, that you, in fact, paid back the $20, and I'll hear your claim with regard to the return of your iPod. It is your claim that you advanced some money to Jordan.
Yes, Your Honor.
You can't create a debt with a minor.
I understand that, Your Honor, but...
Unless his mother agreed to repay you.
Can I tell you how that came about?
Absolutely.
During that time, Caleb was living with his father. I had never met the mother until after this incident, okay? When I brought Jordan home, I presented the iPod to his dad. It was not received because there was a question to where he got the iPod from.
What do you mean it wasn't received?
Well, when I tried to give the iPod to his father said, I don't want it because I don't know where my son got it from, and through his investigation, he couldn't find out where he got it from. So he would not take the iPod back. So that's when I decided I had to go ahead and sell it because it was a question. When can I bring my counterclaim up?
I asked you about it, but you were hell-bent on telling me this story, which isn't, as it happened, an interesting story.
Now, when I'm suing for the counterclaim, he didn't have his tournament money. It was agreed upon with his parents that when we returned.
With whom?
Well, at the time it was his father, but I didn't know his mother was involved in his life at the time. So I didn't know, if it was either one. They both, whoever has supposed to have custody of them now. But on top of that,
tournament money, sir, is not unnecessary. It's not food, clothing, or shelter. So you can't hold Miss Harris responsible.
He needed food and shelter while he was in Vegas.
But you didn't make an agreement with her.
Okay.
To take him on a tournament. You made an agreement with his father.
I concede that, no problem. Now, I have another question now that I'm going for harassment because him, his mother, and the boyfriend approached my practice, disrupted my practice, and were claiming about the iPod, and then totally...
You better stop doing that, Miss Harris. Do you understand?
Yes.
Your son is a thief. He stole money. That's what you should be concerned about. I don't know if he stole the iPod. I believe the story Mr. Johnson tells me that his father says, I'm not touching this iPod because I don't know where he got it from. Because certainly I didn't give him $300 for an iPod. And I assume that at the time he was living with his father. Is that right?
No, he was there on summer vacation with his father.
I assume he was living with his father at the time.
Yes.
That's living with. Summer. Do you mean June, July, and August?
Yes.
Okay. So he was living with his father and he wasn't sure. Did you give him $300 for an iPod?
No.
Was he working?
Yes.
Where?
Paper route.
When?
He's been doing the paper route since '07.
And so the money he got from the paper route he used to buy the iPod, is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Did you tell that to your father?
No, my father knew nothing about the iPod.
He says he went to return it.
Until that's the only time he knew about an iPod, me having an iPod.
Huh.
Your Honor, when his father called me and told me about the incident in Vegas, he never mentioned to me about an iPod or about Coach D having his iPod. Him and Coach D are friends. They've known each other for years. And he basically didn't want to get involved because Jordan is his son and the coach is his friend.
Miss Harris, who started this problem?
Jordan by stealing.
Right. I'm not excusing Mr. Johnson. I think that he did the wrong thing by selling the iPod, if he sold it. But your emphasis should not be on Mr. Johnson. Your emphasis should be on your son's conduct.
Yes, ma'am. He's basically a good kid, and this never happened before.
Fine. If he's basically a good kid and this never happened before, fine. But don't make excuses. And the fact that it sounds to me like Mr. Johnson donates a lot of time to the community to try to do good things, right?
Yes, but it was wrong what he did.
Yes, it was wrong what he did. He didn't steal, he exercised bad judgment with regard to teaching your son a lesson.
Yes.
That's different from stealing. That's different from a conscious act of trying to deprive someone else of their property knowing it's the wrong thing to do. And that's where your emphasis should be.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter, Jackson versus Jackson. Step forward, please.
21-year-old concrete finisher Daniel Jackson and his wife Lauren are suing Daniel's sister, Amanda Jackson, for unpaid babysitting fees and a cell phone bill. Amanda says the couple is trying to squeeze her for money.
Mr. Jackson, this is your sister?
Yes, ma'am.
And your sister-in-law?
Yes.
Your complaint is twofold. First, that she owes you for some babysitting that you did for her. And second, that because you were being nice, you got her access to a cell phone. The agreement was she was to pay the bill. And after some sort of a rift, she left, and you got a cell phone bill for $1,600 that were long-distance calls that were hers. And you wanted to pay that bill because now the bill has gone into collection. Your sister says that she's all paid up on the child care, and that she asked you numerous times to let her see the bill because there's no way she went that far over the minutes to have amassed a bill for $1,600.
Yes, ma'am.
Why was your sister-in-law babysitting for your child?
She has a son, which is Austin's cousin, and she said, you know, I don't work, I stay home anyway, I don't mind him staying over here because I know you can't afford to pay a babysitter, so that's why she kept Austin.
How long did she do that for?
3 months.
How many hours a day?
It would depend on my schedule, depending on which shift I had. When I worked at a restaurant, I worked usually from 2 to 11. She would usually watch him then, or she would watch him in the morning time. So the schedules would vary.
So it's your statement that your sister-in-law agreed to watch your child just because she was being nice?
Yes, ma'am. We never agreed on amount or anything. I told her that, you know, she said, well, whenever you got the money to pay me, that'd be fine. We never agreed on an amount. So whenever I had extra money, I would give it to her.
How much extra?
Sometimes it was $50 a week. Sometimes it was $30 a week. But when I got my tax check in January, I gave her $400 out of it for watching my child.
Show the defendant this statement, please, and ask her if that's her signature. Is that your signature?
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to read what you said about the tax return that you signed over to your brother for babysitting. What does it say?
I signed over my $700 tax refund check to him and his wife.
Well, was it $700 or $400?
The tax check was $700. $400 of it was to go towards babysitting. $300 was to go towards cell phone bill. So the total of the check was $700.
Let me see. And I'll take the statement back as well.
Thank
you. Did she give you this $700?
No, ma'am. She got that check and she couldn't cash it, so she asked me to cash it for her. She gave us $350 for babysitting, and the rest she kept. She said she needed it for bills or money or whatever.
Well, that's what she said initially. She said she gave you $400 for babysitting, and you gave her the rest in cash?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, she was supposed to get the rest for income tax and give us more money, but we never seen it.
Well, if I had 2 checks that
Don't speak.
Yes, ma'am.
What was your arrangement with her as far as babysitting?
Well, she had just moved back from Wisconsin, and she had 2 jobs and no one to watch her son. And my son is almost the same age, so she told me to write down on a piece of paper how many hours a day, and she would pay me. Well, she never did.
Well, pay you what?
We never decided.
Okay, so there was never a fixed agreement?
No, not at first. Then it was like 18 hours a day sometimes.
Well,
so instead of doing every hour, since it was so much, we just agreed on $100 a week.
No.
She would come and drop him off, and she would get off work and go out to clubs and stuff instead of coming to pick him up. I mean, he would be there half the night before she'd come and get him, and she just abandoned him there.
All right, let me see the phone bill.
I also have, from October and November, the hours that I watched her son.
I don't want the babysitting.
Okay. And this.
Just want the phone bill. Is this all on one number?
Yeah, there's 3 numbers on there. It's 3 months of bills, late fees, collection fees.
No, I'll write it up with the $700 check that I gave them. $300 of that check was to go towards my phone bill.
The other $300.
I don't believe you, madam.
Well,
listen to me very carefully.
Yes, ma'am.
You owed her more money for babysitting if you were doing the right thing and paying her for babysitting.
I did.
$350.
I paid her more than that, but I paid her cash.
Doesn't cut it. I believe your brother when he says that he cashed that check and he gave you back cash.
That's not true.
Yeah, I believe him. Okay. Now, both of these numbers are on this one bill, and you say that she owes the whole thing.
400 something of it was ours. We subtracted that out of the total amount.
We just added together on that paper her charges.
Yeah, but her charges total the whole thing, according to you. 1845.96, and according to this, it's
No,
1872.
There's also the collection on there that adds another $300 and something dollars.
Well, why didn't you pay yours?
Because they wouldn't take part of a payment. They wanted the whole thing.
No, that's not true. Don't tell me. When the bill starts to add up, Miss Jackson, and you say to a company, listen, somebody else has this phone, but I want to pay my portion of it, so at least we stop the late fees on my portion. They take partial payments.
They had already taken one partial payment from her and still had an overdue balance on it, and they said that they wanted all of it or none of it.
I don't believe you. That I don't believe, that they wouldn't say, listen, I'll take your $400 and then we'll talk about the rest later. I don't know a company that says, I'm not taking your money.
The reason why they're wanting me to pay all of it is Daniel called me a few weeks back and says, they're garnishing my check for 85%. Well, I know that that's not true. I know a lot of garnishment laws, and they cannot garnish your check for that amount when you have 2 dependents, and you're the only one in your house working. So I knew he was lying. I later found out she okayed for Singular them to debit their account. She gave them the account number, the routing number, the check numbers, said, okay, you can debit my account for this much money when they didn't have the money in there. That's why they're wanting me to pay all of this bills.
Don't you think you probably owe for some of these excess minutes?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Well, it's very hard for me to figure out exactly what she owes. Sir?
It's all listed on there under her phone number, the amount that she owes on each one.
I see $327.
Yeah, that's
for her
turning
number.
the phones off, for having the phone shut off early. That's the early termination fees.
Okay. That she's responsible for.
For having their phones terminated also?
Yes,
300.
because...
Just a second. You had yours terminated, $327. That's what that is, that you owe.
For their phones being shut off?
No, that's just for yours. 772.
Yes, ma'am, that's her phone.
Is that your number?
Yes, ma'am.
327, 701, and 167. $1,195. It looks to be what you owe on the phone.
Is that with the collection fees and everything on there?
I'm not bothering with that, sir. That's your problem. Learn next time. Don't get somebody else's cell phone and let the bills pile up, including yours. You also didn't pay your bill.
Well, we've already paid our portion.
You didn't pay your bill in a timely fashion. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You let somebody else swing for it. You're just annoyed because it all got caught up and they're coming after you instead of coming after her. But she owes the money, $1,195. As far as I'm concerned, the babysitting, that's your problem.
Parties
Goodbye.
are excused. 39 on the calendar in the matter of Jack versus Quast. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
This is Jack. This young man is your son.
Yes, he is.
It is your claim that he owes you for some loan that you made him for an attorney when he got himself into some trouble. In addition to that, you had an argument with him several months ago and claimed that he assaulted you. And you wanted him to pay punitively for assaulting you. Your son says that you were the one who actually hit him and that the attorney was your idea, so you pay for it. Is that right?
Yes.
And he has a counterclaim. He says that you disposed of, either sold or got rid of some of his personal property, and in addition, something about a truck that was his that you got rid of. What were you arrested for?
I was actually never arrested. My name got sent into something that happened. No charges have been brought about it.
When was this? Your mother would know. When was it?
It was the end of July, beginning of August. The attorney was gotten like second week in August.
Okay. How old are you, by the way?
21.
What kind of work do you do now?
Construction.
How long have you been working?
I've been at my job for over a year and a half now.
Okay. So sometime last year, he got an attorney. For what, Miss Jack?
He was involved in a credit card scam at an appliance store up by our house.
How did you find out about it?
Between him coming home and saying he had to get the stuff out of the house and some of his friends coming to look for him, I got more details about what had happened.
I don't know what you mean. You're saying that he's got to get what stuff out of the house?
Some of the stuff that was stolen or bought with the credit card.
So you had some of this stuff in your house?
He had it in his car, actually, when the car was in my garage.
So he was not questioned, not taken into custody, and never arrested. So tell me about the lawyer. Who called him?
I did, along with Nathan.
Who called him? You only have one person on the phone. Who
I
called
was
him?
on the phone.
And where did you get the lawyer from?
A friend of mine from work brought Nathan to her house and talked with Nathan and got the name of the attorney from her boyfriend. So Nathan, in actual, got the attorney's name.
Is that right?
No, she had a long conversation at work with a friend, got the attorney's name, had him, and already called him by the time she got home and talked to me.
Did you ever make an agreement with your mother to pay for the attorney? Don't look over there.
No.
Well, you hesitated for a moment, Mr. Quast. So I want you to tell me, what kind of discussion did you have with your mother?
Nothing was brought up about it. I mean, it was basically to find out what was going on with it. She came out and wanted to do it just as a safe regard.
As a what?
As like a safe regard in case something did come of it.
Safe regard? That's not English, sir. How much was the lawyer, Mr. Quast?
I believe $2,500.
And who paid for the lawyer?
She wrote the check out.
Were you there when she wrote out the check?
Yes.
Was it in the lawyer's office?
Yes.
You were working construction at that time?
Yes.
Where were you living?
I was renting the basement from her.
How much were you paying her in rent?
Work around the house.
Don't irritate me. How much were you paying her in rent?
Nothing.
And how much were you earning in construction?
In between $400 to $500 a week.
What were you doing with your money?
Sinking it into getting cars running out of the way.
You want to repeat that for me one more time? Sinking into getting my cars running once out of the way? What does that mean? What does that mean? We live in a country where English is the primary language, sir. Try to speak English. Did you graduate from high school?
Nope.
Well, you should have. Go back to school. You're going to be spending a lot of years trying to communicate, Mr. Quast. If you can't make yourself understood, very simple questions. What were you doing with your money?
I was putting my money into vehicles of mine, getting them fixed, to get them out of there, get them sold, get rid of them. I had 2 vehicles not running. I put a couple $1,000s into one of them.
Did you sell it?
Nope.
Why not?
I still couldn't get it running. It ended up being given away.
When you hired this attorney and you wrote out a check for $2,500, where was his money?
He didn't have any money. He was working. Right. He was working construction, but it wasn't a consistent 40-hour week. It was here, there, whenever, and depending on whether he got up or not.
You see, Miss Jack, I understand that when you have then a 20-year-old son who's inculpated in a theft ring, and you know that he's involved in this theft ring because you've got the stolen merchandise in your house, I can understand you as a mother saying, listen, I got to get some advice from an attorney for you because, you know, you're an idiot. Mm-hmm. I raised you, but you're an idiot. Mm-hmm. That doesn't make it alone, Miss Jack. The fact that he continues not to do the right thing does not create a situation where he has a contract with you to pay you back this money. You're just pouring money into an idiot.
Yeah.
I would have poured money into him if he said he wanted to go back to school to get his GED so that he could speak the language.
The day that we obtained the attorney, I wrote out the check for $2,500. Nate signed all the paperwork at the attorney's office. During the meeting with the attorney, he even discussed it with the attorney that he was paying me back. And the attorney spoke to him about being nice and cutting the grass and doing everything for Mom, doing this and borrowing him the money.
Did he cut the grass for you?
No.
No, of course not. Doesn't miss a meal, though.
Yeah, no. No. In conjunction with spending the money on the cars, he was drinking excessively, too.
Miss Jack, you made a...
I know it.
I want you to tell me about the argument that you had, because that's the second part of your lawsuit. You say he assaulted you.
That assault was over the cars that he's talking about that he was working on. There was one vehicle that was in my garage that had been ripped apart and sitting there for 13 months. He had taken the motor apart to replace the timing chain. In the meantime, I'm trying to get my house ready to sell. I had 2 cars donated to the Veterans Association, one of which was his truck. And that's when he ran upstairs, went into the file cabinet, pulled all the titles to the vehicles, and started flipping out on me, because there was no way we were taking his truck. The truck was in my name. I bought it.
Really?
Yes.
So what happened?
Eventually, I had the restraining order filed on him.
Well, you didn't tell me about the assault.
Oh, the assault happened after, when I went in the house after the tow truck driver had left. I went to grab the titles out of his hands, and he whipped me across the living room, twisted my arms behind my back, got me head first down into the love seat with his knees in my back.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Your mother has sort of stood by you.
Stood by me to destroy my life.
I'm going to give you some advice. Go back to school. You need it.
And later today.
What were you arrested for, sir?
OWI.
What's an OWI?
Operating while intoxicated.
Operating on whom?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Barbara Jack says her son, Nathan Quast, owes for the cost to retain an attorney and an assault. Nathan is countersuing for the return of personal property and a car.
Okay, go ahead.
Your Honor, I came outside and I said, you want me out of here? I'll leave. Just sign over my cards to me, I'll take them and go. She lunged at me. She hit me multiple times. I had a bite mark in my back that big around. I was down like this. I swung underneath her, she flew across the room. She says that I came at her and everything else. No. I ran to the phone, called the police, police showed up.
And what happened?
She came up with the story. They said either you both go to jail or nobody goes to jail.
And?
I've been in jail a couple times. I ain't going back.
What were you in jail for, Mr. Quast?
Oh, stupid little stuff.
Like?
Not paying a fine.
What kind of fine, sir?
A ticket. Couple
What else?
tickets.
Ticket, a couple of tickets. What else?
That's
You
about
ever have a
it.
DUI?
Yeah, I had one of them.
What?
Said yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
How many?
Just one.
All right. Now let me hear a little bit about your counterclaim, sir.
All right, I had one truck, an 89 SM Blazer.
Was it in whose name?
It wasn't her name. At that time, all my vehicles were in her name. It made my insurance cheaper.
How many pieces was the truck in?
Probably at the time she got rid of it, probably 15, 20.
And how long had it been in 15 or 20 pieces?
2-3 months. So over time, all this work has been done to it. I've had receipts, $80, $840 that I've put into this truck. They can't even figure out what was wrong with it. I mean, it ended up almost being a motor. And I actually did go buy a new motor after all this work done to it.
Consider it rent.
Consider it rent?
Consider it rent, sir, and legal fees.
There's never stolen merchandise at my house.
So
it was
your
actually
mother's-
in
just
my
a second.
buddy's car that showed up.
It was where?
It was in my buddy's car that showed
Your
up at my
buddy's
house.
car. And where was your buddy's car?
He was parked out front when we got the phone call.
And what did the phone call say when you got the phone call?
Police have been called. Everybody's name's been given up.
You better ditch the stuff.
He took off with it.
All right. Now, what else does your mother owe you, aside from the car that was in her name?
All my bedroom furniture.
Your bedroom furniture.
All my bedroom furniture
Who bought
she
it?
has. Me.
Show me a bill.
I don't have the receipts for that.
When did you buy it?
Oh, 4 or 5 years ago.
When you were 16?
Yeah. I've worked at a job since I was 14.
What else?
Actually, I have a home theater system that I bought when I was 15.
Really?
A whole bunch of tools. I mean...
They're gone.
Huh?
They're gone.
They're gone?
She sold them to pay your lawyer.
These are tools I work with. Like, they do my job with.
I suggest you go buy new ones. They're gone.
It's not easy to go buy a $750 air compressor, a $500 staple gun.
And is it just as easy to go and replace that as it to replace $2,500 to pay for a lawyer because your idiot son gets into a scheme where stolen property is in front of your house in a car?
She was told she was getting the money back from the attorney.
You mean the attorney was working for nothing because of your personality, sir?
No, he actually said he's giving the money back as soon as statute of limitations is over.
And when do you think the statute of limitations is going to be over, sir?
It'll probably be over in 5 years.
6.
6?
Letter said
Not
6.
after they see this tape. Miss Jack, he's your kid. You don't want to give him any more money? Don't give him any more money. You had an altercation with him? Did you go to the hospital?
No, I did not.
All right. Your mother has sort of stood by you, is that right?
Stood by me to destroy my life.
Yeah, well, she stood by you, sir. She allowed you to live in her home. She allowed you to eat her food. She allowed you to, I'm speaking, she allowed you to keep your car pieces in the garage. She went to a lawyer and shelled out $2,500 in hopes that maybe you wouldn't spend the next 2 or 3 years in prison. That's what I'm talking about, sir. So I'm going to give you some advice. From your mother, you get 0, nothing, nada. From me, you get advice. Go back to school. You need it. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I've had a restraining order filed. He was police escorted out of the home, and he has been out of the house since beginning of March.
My brother's now recently staying with me, and he's got one foot out the door.
He has financially, ruined me.
She's taking everything from me.
Hope some mothers are smarter than I am.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Schaefer versus Jack. Step forward.
James Schaefer, a friend of both litigants from the previous case, is suing Barbara Jack for the cost to bail her son out of jail. Barbara says she's not paying.
Who are you?
Me, Jeanette Schaefer.
How are you related to him?
I'm his mother.
I already know who you are. All right. Mr. Schaefer, you are a friend of this gentleman over here.
Yes.
He got himself arrested again.
Yep.
According to your complaint, his mother called and said he totally tapped her out. She had no more money. And according to you, she asked you if you would bail her son out of jail.
That's correct.
You did, and you want her to pay you back.
Yeah.
And Miss Jack says he's a big boy, let him pay his own bail.
That's correct.
Tell him to stand up over there. I don't want to speak to him yet. Mr. Quast, what were you arrested for, sir, this time?
OWI.
What's an OWI?
Operating while intoxicated.
Operating on whom?
I was driving a motor vehicle.
Did you have a license?
Nope.
So what were you driving a car for?
I was actually up north working.
Well, you couldn't have been working and drinking at the same time.
Everybody that was working, we all went out to the bar after work.
What car were you driving?
97 Lumina.
Where'd you get that car from?
I was making payments on it.
This is yet another car.
Yes.
And that car is also in your mother's name?
Yes.
You don't learn.
I did now. Took me a little while.
Okay, so you got pulled over because you were driving without a license in a car that was not yours, and you had been drinking. And this wasn't the first time you had been pulled over, so they held you. Is that right?
Yes.
And who was the first person that you called?
My mom.
When was this?
The day after Christmas, at about 4 o'clock in the morning, she called me.
And tell me about the conversation that you had.
Basically, she called me and said, guess what my son got into again? She told me that I'd be paid back as soon as possible. I told him to put it on my credit card, and I never received payment.
Can I see the credit card, please?
I don't have the credit card information, but I do have the bail information.
I'd like to see it. Did you go to where your friend was? This was your friend?
Yeah.
Which is why she called you.
Yeah.
Now, the first person that you called, Mr. Quast, was your mother. Tell me about the conversation you had with your mother.
Called her up. I was still feeling pretty good at that time. Told her that I got pulled over. I'm in jail. Bail me out.
And what'd she say?
I'll see what I can do.
And that was it?
That was it.
And what's the next thing that you remember?
Waking up in a 4x8 cell.
How many children do you have?
2. This is my daughter here.
I'll hear you.
Okay. I was contacted by my cousin that morning who woke me up saying Nate had been trying to get a hold of me. He had spoke to several individuals before he got in touch with me. When he called, he asked me for the money. I told him I didn't have any more. I was tapped out. He said, can you call Grandpa? And I said, Grandpa's not going to do it. And he said, call Jimmy. He'll put it on his credit card. Tell him I'll pay him back as soon as I get paid from the Osceola trip. He was up in Osceola, Wisconsin doing a siding job, and that's what he was going to use to pay Jimmy back.
So he said to you, call Jimmy and he'll put it on his credit card.
Yes. So in turn, I did call Jimmy. Jimmy agreed to do it, and he says, but you got to guarantee me we're going to get the money back. I said, well, he's finishing this job. That's what they were up doing. You know, he says he's going to pay you back. He never paid him.
But his agreement wasn't with him. His agreement was with you.
I was the middleman. Nate is the one that
you
said
guaranteed that he would be paid back.
Well, per Nathan, yeah.
You guaranteed that he was going to be paid back. He's the innocent bystander.
I agree, totally. He's an innocent, but I was not the one that should be responsible to pay him. And I think it's time Nate pay his bills.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you, madam. But this is a court. And in the court, I have this young man standing here, and I have you. And between the two of you, you guaranteed that he would be paid back $780. You guaranteed it.
If Nate would have called me, I would have never bailed him out. But his mom called me, and
it was hard to say no.
Yeah.
Just for my own satisfaction, and I want you to be very honest with me, did you at least sell some of the property that...
The only thing I got out of it is that truck that I donated.
Right.
They gave me a $500 tax write-off.
Oh, just a write-off.
Just a write-off. All the furniture, the Cadillac, all that, I still have all that.
You do?
Yeah.
Everything else, listen to me. Sell it. Don't keep it in storage. You have the Cadillac?
Mm-hmm.
With all the extras that he put on it?
Yep.
Sell it. All the other things that he abandoned? Sell it. He doesn't deserve it. He's got to grow up. But meanwhile, he's got to stop taking advantage of you, and you have to stop letting him take advantage of you, because you're going to get old very fast, and he's not learning a thing. It's time. Sell his property. Meanwhile, you have to pay him $780, so sell the Cadillac. Okay. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $780. I hope she listens to me and sells your car.
Parties up. Case number 379 on the calendar in the matter of Perez versus Delgado. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Perez, how long were you and Mr. Delgado together?
A little over 5 years.
You have no children together?
No children.
Records indicate that this is not the first lawsuit that you filed against Mr.
It is not.
Delgado. When did you separate from him?
We separated in November of '03. I filed a lawsuit against him when I could find him. He was on the run.
Is that around the time that you allege he both damaged your car, which is the subject of this lawsuit, and assaulted you, broke your finger?
It is.
After that happened, he left. You did not live together anymore.
That's correct.
Now, this is one lawsuit. How many lawsuits have you filed, not about this charge, against Mr. Delgado in total? Because our records indicate you have had other cases against
4.
him. For what?
One's not resolved.
Well, what is it about?
A motorhome. I owned 3 houses, 4 cars, and a motorhome. And he took off with the motorhome. I gave him a car. And the other one has to do with tax issues. He hadn't filed taxes in 5 years. And the other one is the broken finger and the laptop.
Just a second. If he hadn't filed taxes in how many years, what does that have to do with you?
He contacted me to try and help him get it done, for my accountant to do it for him.
When had he contacted you?
May of '04.
Did you lend him money, allegedly?
I did.
Has that case been resolved?
That case has been resolved.
In whose favor?
I dropped the lawsuit because he was crying and pleading to drop the lawsuit that he would make a payment.
Perez, in May of 2004, did you lend him money or allow him to use your account?
I did not loan him money, but he was using my accountant that I'm in good standing with to do his taxes and didn't have a checkbook to pay him with. So I was taking on the debt because it was my accountant.
Were you speaking to her in May of 2004?
Yes, ma'am. We met with the accountant together on May 15th and signed my taxes. She had all my tax records.
You met together?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you met together, did you have lunch before you went to the accountant?
We met at a restaurant with the accountant.
So on the way. I'm speaking. So you had lunch together?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you contact Ms. Perez prior to May of 2004?
I had talked to her several times prior to that.
Where were you when you contacted her?
At the same home I'm at right now. I haven't moved or changed phone numbers.
Did you see Ms. Perez at any time between November of 2003 and May of 2004?
No, ma'am.
Did not see her?
No, ma'am.
That is not true.
That's not true?
No.
When did you see him?
I gave him 30 days to remove his items from the house. I was moving from San Diego to Los Angeles. He never took everything at one time and kept calling once a day to come pick something else up from the house.
So
that went on through January 28th of '04. And I moved on February 26th of '04.
Your Honor?
Yes.
I can show here where I have papers where I sold my house in Oceanside and it closed escrow on January 12th. I have here canceled checks and loan documents were on January 22nd. I was in Kansas City, already purchased another home. I haven't been back here.
It's so fascinating to me because I'm gathering all kinds of information and you are taking positions, each of you, that is inconsistent with the position that you really want to take with regard to this lawsuit, just to fight with each other.
No, ma'am, I'm not. I didn't touch anybody's car and I didn't touch her, and that's my position.
Well, we're going to get there.
Sorry.
But what you're doing is you're not helping yourself because you're not thinking it through. Let me get there for you, Mr. Delgado. According to your complaint, Ms. Perez, sometime in November of 2003, at about the time that you separated, Mr. Delgado damaged your car. And after he damaged your car, about a week later, you got into an altercation and he assaulted you. You're going to tell me about those two things.
Okay.
Because that's what this lawsuit is about. So let's get there, and let's get there, Ms. Perez, specifically?
The assault actually happened on October 3rd of 03. The last time I ever saw him again was November 18th of 03.
Well, between October 3rd of 03 and November 18th, did you live together?
No.
Did you stay together?
No.
Tell me what happened on October 3rd, 2003.
Okay. He used to work at a hotel chain and called me one day to bring 8 kids home. Their apartments were not ready yet. They were to be employed at the hotel he was working. I allowed him to bring these 8 kids home, and it turned into a fiasco for the next 2 weeks until the apartments were ready. I have evidence of what my house was like, what his behavior was like.
I'm not interested. Could we get to the October 3rd, 2003?
Come to find out, he was fooling around with one of the kids staying at my house and would come home daily in a combative mood, and subsequently threw a cell phone at my car out of anger and took my car drunk, pulled into the garage and ran over a hand dolly. I have pictures before he did that, after he did that.
Was that on October 3rd?
The last event was on October 3rd. That was prior to October.
Talking about the car.
The car was prior to October 3rd.
Date?
September 27th.
Between September 27th and October 3rd, did you live together?
He was keeping hours at the hotel. He would stay at the hotel.
Ms. Perez, between September 27th...
Not as boyfriend and girlfriend, no.
Now, get to October 3rd, 2003.
My cleaning lady was at the house, and we were in the garage. And not to disrupt her cleaning, this is my cleaning lady, we went in the garage. We started having a heated argument over things that were happening with all the kids at the hotel, and it turned into a pushing, shoving, spitting match. He proceeded to spit in my face.
What did you do to him?
Pushed him off of me, and that's how my finger got broken.
Just a second. You said to me it turned into a pushing, fighting, spitting match.
Well,
match is your term. Now you've told me what you say he did to you. You tell me what you did to him.
Happened to be in the same room.
Well, you just told me that you just... Shh. Ms. Perez, you just told me that you broke your finger pushing him
off of me.
Well, how was he on you?
I was on the couch. He was towering over me.
You were on the couch in a garage.
Right. We had a computer, a television, a hockey table. It was like a game room.
So you're on the couch in the garage.
I don't allow smoking inside my house. And that's
why... You're on the couch in the garage, and he's on top of you.
Right.
And you pushed him off you.
That's correct.
And you broke your finger.
That's correct.
What else?
My cleaning lady at the time was inside cleaning the house. I went inside, got my keys, purse, and had to go pick up my 8-year-old from school. I went and picked up my 8-year-old from school, took him with me to the emergency room. And because he was with me, I really didn't want him knowing what was going on. So I went to the doctor and told him it had occurred from fooling around. Now, the break was a circular break, and it broke
You have the emergency room records?
I absolutely do, and
good
pictures.
Well, can I ask you this question?
I have a diagram.
Shh. I don't want a diagram. I don't want pictures. I asked you for the emergency room records. And if you were going to the emergency room, and I assumed that you were just going to pick up your son so that he wouldn't be left out at school without someone caring for him.
That's correct.
Why didn't you take your housekeeper with you, who is here today, so that she could sit outside with your son if you were going to the emergency room?
She was leaving. She had another job to go to, and
Did you ask her to stay?
No, I did not. I was leaving.
It was an emergency. You were going to the emergency room.
That's correct.
Told the doctor you were fooling around snapping kitchen towels.
That's correct, because my 8-year-old was with me, and I did not want to subject him to all the things going on. He had been around Joe since he was 2, and I really didn't want to crush or make him scared about any of the occurrences going on.
So what are you suing him now for? You don't think your son's going to know about this?
No, I've kept it from him.
Well,
he's in school.
10 million people watch this program, madam.
He's in school with after-school activities.
You got a lot of excuses.
He goes...
Mr. Delgado, you want to tell me what, if anything, you remember about October 3rd?
Your Honor, all I know is that we have a dog named Daisy that was a shepherd mix. We always used to take a towel, and she would get one end, and you'd grab her, and she'd like this and play with her. I came home. She said she was wrestling with the dog. Daisy pulled on the towel, and she broke her finger.
Your Honor?
She drove...
I don't want to hear you. You see how quiet he was?
She drove herself to the doctor and came home with the medical report, said her finger was broken. And they were going to wait and see for a few weeks whether she needed to have any surgery or anything else done on it. At the time, we had the same medical insurance. We were in the same house, everything. That was the last I ever heard it until 2 years later. I get this my 4th lawsuit from her about that.
Your Honor, I have a diagram drawn by the doctor, the surgeon, of what needs to be done to repair my finger. My cleaning lady was there at the house and can tell you what she heard from inside the house, and we were in the garage. Come on.
Tell me your name, please.
Yolanda Marcial.
How long have you worked for Miss Perez?
More than 8 years.
8 years. Why didn't you go with her to the emergency room, Miss Marcial?
Because I was working in the house. I was busy in the house and I just getting ready to leave.
What time of the day were you getting finished with your job?
Around like 2 something.
In the afternoon?
2 something.
And where were you going?
To Oceanside.
What's in Oceanside?
I was working for another lady in Oceanside.
What time do you do there?
Around like, I got traffic around like 4 over there to Oceanside.
How long did you remain in the house after Miss Perez left to go and pick up her son?
When she left to get, around like maybe like 45 minutes.
Did Miss Perez ask you to accompany her to the emergency room?
No.
Did you offer to accompany her to the emergency room?
No.
When she came inside, did she show you her hand?
She walked with the hand like that, and I know that something happened because I heard screaming in the garage and fighting in the garage.
When you heard screaming and fighting in the garage, did you go into the garage?
No. I'm only that cleaning person. I'm nothing.
You heard screaming and
Yes,
fighting in the garage, and you didn't go in there? Did you call the police?
No.
You just went on vacuuming. Sit down, Miss Marcial. Put your hand down.
I have pictures.
Not interested in the pictures. More interested in the statement that you made to the doctor when you went in there.
I had my 8-year-old with me.
I don't believe that that's the reason you make up that kind of a lie.
I had to.
No, you don't. You have to say, would you go sit over there? And doctor, I want to tell you privately what happened. That's what you do. I mean, otherwise, the doctor believes what you're saying, correct?
Correct.
Correct. Because you give the doctor information, because based upon that information, it helps them treat whatever's wrong with you.
I came up with that story to protect my child.
No, that's a lot of baloney. That's baloney. I'm older than you are. I've been to the emergency room, both with myself and my children. Over the course of the years, little things happen. And you can always say, go over and sit there with that nice nurse for a second because the doctor wants to see me.
Your Honor, I tried to call 911 and he threw the phone and broke it.
Listen to me very carefully. You were out of the house. You went to pick up your child. You say to her, do me a favor, leave now and call the police. I'm leaving now. I'm going to the police. You did nothing. You did absolutely nothing except go to the emergency room on the 3rd for whatever reason and tell the doctor that you hurt yourself fooling around with a towel.
I was protecting my child.
You keep saying that, and I keep saying to you, I don't believe you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Get over it. Put a period. He doesn't want to have anything to do with you anymore. It was 5 years out of your life. Move on.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Linda Perez is accusing her ex-boyfriend, Joseph Delgado Jr., of damaging her car and breaking her finger.
Now, there's a lawsuit that she filed against you that she won a judgment for $1,000.
No, ma'am, she didn't win a judgment. She dropped the lawsuit. I paid the $1,000.
Tell me about that $1,000, sir.
After we'd split up, we hadn't talked for a while. I was behind on my taxes. Finally, I called Linda a couple times and talked to her, and we kind of were in an amicable position where I said, listen, I need to file my taxes. So she agreed that she would give me my tax paperwork and everything back.
Why did you leave without your tax paperwork?
I left just about everything I had there.
Why?
Because we're just not getting along, and that was enough.
When did you leave?
I don't remember the exact date, but I was out of there by the end of October.
So there came a time that you called her and said to her what?
That I wasn't coming back.
Taxes.
Oh, taxes? Well, I had asked for this before I left California, you know, and I was not...
Fine. So she said she'd give you your paperwork.
And finally, in about April of 2004, and then what she's telling the truth about the account, when we used her account, I have the paperwork here, and I flew out here on May 15, 2004. We all three met. It was a respectable day. We didn't fight. Nothing happened. We didn't argue. She brought the paperwork. She said the accountant did the paperwork, and she did write the check for the $1,000, and I paid that back. And then I got back to Kansas City, where I live, and then on August 24th, I get from Blockbuster Video a bill from Canoga Park, 10 movies all rented in one day under my name. So I called out there and I said, listen.
Can I see that, please?
I said, I don't live in California. I haven't been in California.
Your Honor, all of our kids have the same Blockbuster card.
Well, yes, they do, and this is where it got real interesting, where Blockbuster knew who exactly rented them. Because our kids before, both of our older boys, would go down and rent movies, and we had late fees, Linda and I went to Blockbuster, and we put a password on our account. So in order to rent movies, you had to know that password. When I called this Blockbuster and said, I don't know this money, they said, yes, you're the primary person on the account, and the person that used that account used the password to get those movies. They rented all 10 of them one day and never brought one of them back.
That was in August of 2004.
And that's after all this. Sorry.
Okay. Tell me about the return of the $1,000, sir.
I took my credit card at Bank of America in Kansas City, and I went down and put that into her account.
So what was the lawsuit about?
I don't remember all the there was a couple of things in there she was suing me for, but that was part of it. Immediately after I got back, she filed the lawsuit. I should have paid it quicker, but, you know, I had told her. But we were in contact the whole time. She knew. And then I went down and paid it. Then I flew out here. Then the lawsuit got canceled after I'd flown all the way out here. Then I go back home. Then this happens. All, you know, it's like this card thing happened, this finger thing happened. But yet we're doing the taxes. We finally got the paperwork settled together. We meet at a restaurant to eat. You know what? You drop the lawsuit. I pay the money. She just said that. Then the Blockbuster thing happens out of no reason. 2 years later, I get 4 more lawsuits. And I'm going to fly back out here again. And at the time, the finger in the car insurance, we had even the same car insurance until December 12th. We never had any claims. We never had any problems. The health insurance that she went to the doctor with was my health insurance.
Your Honor, he got fired from...
I'm speaking. When did you file the lawsuit with regard to the taxes?
September of 04.
When did you drop that lawsuit?
The end of September of 04.
When did you file this lawsuit?
October 27th, I believe.
All right. Ms. Perez, I'm not going to totally annihilate you. I'm just going to do it very, very quickly because quite frankly, I have more important... I'm speaking! Your complaint says that the reason you didn't file this lawsuit sooner was because Joe went on the run and I was unable to locate him because he left the state. In September 2004, I was finally able to find him, and I immediately filed a small claims case against Joe for my car and assault damages. Once he was served, he contacted me, begged me to drop the case, and said he would start making payments. When I received his first payment of $1,000, I went and dismissed the case without prejudice. That is a lie. That's a lie. Because the case that you dismissed in September of 2004 had nothing to do with the car and the assault. I'm speaking. It had to do with the taxes, that he paid you the $1,000, so you dismissed that case. That's what you just told me.
It wasn't solely the taxes.
And you told me that you filed this case September 27th, 2005. Get over it. Put a period. He doesn't want to have anything to do with you anymore. It was 5 years out of your life. Move on. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Your Honor, case number 167 on the calendar in the matter of Mahaffey versus Strawn. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat.
Mr. Mahaffey, the defendant is your mother-in-law. You are currently separated from your wife. I assume this is your wife.
Yes.
And you have one child together.
Yes, ma'am.
I gather from your complaint that you, your wife, and your baby were living with Miss Strawn in her home.
Yes, ma'am.
And then there was some altercation involving you and your wife and your baby. You claimed that you left, and after you left, Miss Strawn burned your clothes.
Yes.
Miss Strawn says she did not burn your clothes, she put them out on the curb. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
When did your daughter and her husband live with you? From when to when?
They're going to be married 2 years in September. Pretty much the whole time they've been with us.
And when did you leave?
May 23rd on a Monday.
Tell me what happened.
I had my mother pick me up from work.
Did she always pick you up from work?
No, ma'am.
Why did she pick you up on the 23rd of May?
I had no ride at the time.
Okay, she picked you up from work and dropped you off at your house?
My house was at her house at the time. I got there, and I asked my mother if she wanted to see our son, Ethan, and I told her to wait 1 minute. I went up to the front porch after arriving at the house.
Why did you tell her to wait? Don't they get along?
To some extent. There's been some problems, arguments.
There'd be no reason why she couldn't have came in.
Okay, go ahead.
I went up to the front porch, and what I saw was Ashley and a couple of her friends smoking marijuana on the front porch, and my son was running around in the middle of them.
Where was your mother-in-law?
She was at work at the time.
Is this the first time that you saw your wife smoking marijuana in front of your son?
No, ma'am.
Was this a frequent occurrence?
Yes.
My daughter did. That's my pride.
Don't shout out again. I let you do it once.
Okay.
But don't do it again.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Put your hand down.
After seeing what I saw, I had asked for Ashley to ask all her friends to leave at the time.
Well, you probably got angry. If what you say is true, you probably didn't just ask. You probably got angry and you were shouting.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you were shouting, and what did you do?
I told her I was going to my mother's house to stay for a little while, so I had picked my son up, and I did not want him to be around.
You picked him up and you walked outside with him?
Yes.
And you went to the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What happened next?
I asked my mother if we could come over there and stay for a day or two. She said that's fine. We had left and went to the house, and when we arrived at my mother's house, Ashley had called me and told me to give her back her son. And I said, not with you smoking marijuana around him. Until you can stop, then you can call me.
All right. Miss McCafferty, I'd like you to stand up, please. You remember going over to the Strawn house on the 23rd of May?
Yes, ma'am.
When you went over there, when your son came back, he came back with your grandson.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me what he said to you when he came back?
He simply stated that they were up there smoking marijuana and he didn't want his son around it. And
Did he use the word marijuana?
No, ma'am. He pot.
Okay.
And asked me if he could come over to the house and stay and bring the baby, which at that point I told him yes.
Okay. Keep going, Mr. McCaffrey.
After we arrived at the house, Ashley had called me, and she told me to bring back the baby. And I said, no, not with you smoking. And after that, she had hung up on me. And I called Patty at work, and I had told her what she was doing because before I had called her, Ashley had already called her at work and said that I had kidnapped our son.
Well, that's not possible.
And after that, I talked to her for about 20 minutes or so, and she said, why are you doing this? Ashley does not smoke. She hung up.
Ms. Strawn, are you thoroughly convinced that your daughter doesn't smoke marijuana?
Well, actually...
Just answer my question. Thoroughly convinced?
Yes.
All right. There's a very simple way to find that out, Ms. Strawn.
She's been tested. They turned her into defects.
Has she done a hair follicle test or just a urine test?
The urine test. She passed 5.
Just a second. Has she done a hair follicle test?
Nobody suggested it.
Very easy. We can take care of that.
Well, you'll have to do it to him, too, because he's bad as she is.
No, just a second. I'm not interested in him right now. I'm interested in your daughter. Urine test is nothing. But a hair follicle test will demonstrate when you smoked, how much you smoked, and it stays in the hair follicle for up to a year. So you understand that if I order a hair follicle test, if your daughter consents, the results of that test can be sent to any domestic relations court when there is an issue of custody and or visitation. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Now go and discuss with your daughter whether she's prepared for us to take a sample of her hair and send it to our laboratory. Go ahead.
Like
go
I
ask
said,
her.
ma'am, if you do it to him,
No,
too.
just, he's not an issue.
Good.
Yeah. Fine, we'll do that. At the conclusion of the hearing, we'll do that.
Well, what does that have to do with what the case is about, ma'am?
Well, it has a great deal to do with the case, madam, because what you're saying is that your daughter doesn't smoke marijuana, therefore the story that he just told me about going up to the porch and seeing her is a lie. That's what you're telling me.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm saying, well, there's a very easy way to figure that out. It has nothing to do with whether he smokes marijuana or not. It's whether your daughter did, and you are committed to the fact that she does not.
Right.
You want to smoke dope, that's your business, but don't smoke dope in front of your child.
I don't, ma'am.
Or be around friends who do.
We weren't smoking pot, ma'am.
What were you doing?
Sitting there talking, and he took the baby without a car seat and left. And then at 6 o'clock in the morning, told me to come get him.
Does he smoke marijuana?
Yeah, he smokes crack, too.
Just a second. Smokes marijuana? And you never... Stand up. Stand up. And what you're telling me is you never did it with him?
Yes, ma'am, I will admit to that.
All right. That's all I'm asking you, my dear. So your mother is mistaken. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
She's been. That's all I wanted to know. That's it. That's the issue. Now you can sit down. You got it. Your daughter does smoke marijuana. She didn't tell you. She smoked it with her husband. She says he smokes other things, too. I didn't ask her about the other things. But she clearly smokes marijuana. Now we understand each other, Miss Strawn?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're supposed to stay out of it. This genius picked this genius. The only problem, well, this is your genius, Miss Strawn.
And later today,
You have anything you want to say to me, sir?
He didn't say nothing.
I'm not speaking to
Well,
you.
he's not going to say anything.
I'm not speaking to you.
Well, I'm speaking to you. I'm telling you, he won't say nothing.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Marcus Mahaffey says his estranged mother-in-law, Patricia Strawn, owes for burning his work uniforms. Patricia claims Marcus is making up a story.
Now, let's get back to your burned clothing. Go, and get there fast, because I have other things to do today.
We arrived at the house after her calling me, and I talked to
So
Patty.
you brought the baby back. Keep
Yes,
going.
ma'am. And that night, when I was talking to Ashley, I heard Patty in the background asking for marshmallows. I asked why they want marshmallows. Did they have a fire going? Ashley said, yes, they're burning your clothes. They want to roast marshmallows over your clothes. And I did not believe her. So the next day, on the 24th, I went over there to see for myself. Patty was not there. Ashley refused to show me any clothes. I just happened to walk down the driveway, and I smelled something burnt, a distinctive
Is that
smell.
burnt clothes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You want to show me one piece of the burnt clothing? I don't have to see the whole front.
Your Honor, who's to say that he didn't burn his own clothes?
Me.
After everything he's done to me.
Me. I'm to say.
Okay.
I'm to say. Because I read your answer. Got it. Okay, you can put it away. Okay. Ms. Strawn says that you took your clothes and she put them out by the curb.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I did.
You can't do that.
Why?
Because he's a resident of your home, and you have an obligation to hold on to his property until he comes to get it, unless he... Put your hand down. Unless he abandons it. You have no right to take his clothes and put them on the curb, because if you took them and put them on the curb and somebody else came by and burned them, you would be responsible. You have no right to do that.
But he's never as much as paid a cent living
I
in
don't
my house.
care. You allowed him to live in your
put it
home
there.
for
I
2
didn't
years.
want him near
I'm
me.
speaking to you. He lived in your home for 2 years. Don't get in the middle. You're really dumb if you get in the middle, especially if you have 2 children who are babies themselves, and I probably believe you that both of them smoke pot and whatever else. So it's very possible that you 2 mothers-in-law and grandmothers are going to have to be responsible for this baby at some point, because certainly they're not responsible. And I would suggest that you try to maintain reasonable relations. He's allowed to take his child.
No, he's not. There's a TPO.
No,
against him.
listen to me. At the time he took his child, there was no custody order. And in this country, the United States of America, one parent does not have any priority over custody over another when the 2 people are married.
But it didn't have anything to do with him pulling up with pot. He wanted the baby, had his mom waiting in the driveway. That's what he did.
Miss Strawn, you weren't there. And the fact that you are so committed to the baloney story that you have concocted in your head, because I believe her when she says that when he came back with the baby and said she's smoking pot on the driveway. I believe he said it. You don't believe it?
I don't, ma'am.
That's your problem. In any event, you have to pay for his clothes. How much were the clothes worth?
The total for the uniforms was $508.
What kind of uniform?
My work uniforms.
What kind of work?
The job he doesn't have anymore.
Mechanic.
You really...
He just got out of jail, for God's sakes.
You are really thick. You're really thick. You're not paying attention to what I'm saying to you.
I'm paying attention.
No, you're not paying attention to what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying to you is you're supposed to stay out of it. This genius picked this genius.
Yeah.
The only problem... Well, this is your genius, Miss Strawn. If he's no bargain, that's her problem. This genius belongs to you. She made a baby with him. He's not going to be out of your life. And that doesn't give you the right to vandalize his property. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $508. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think it was the right decision because what she did was wrong.
I don't care what he says. I didn't burn his clothes.
I wasn't smoking pot in front of my child.
My wife was on the phone, and I heard her in the background saying that she was burning them.
That's not even true because Ashley wasn't even there.
That's hard to get young people to handle situations in an adult manner.
He's crazy.
There will be nothing between us except for my son, and I'm going to try to get custody of him.
He's not going to get him.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Nuno versus Torres. Step forward, please.
Juanita Nuno is suing her daughter, Carolyn Torres, for a loan to bail her grandson out of jail. Juanita says she may lose her home to foreclosure.
Ms. Nuno, this is your daughter, and according to your complaint, you made your daughter a series of loans. She hasn't paid you back. Your daughter says, yes, it's true that you gave her some money. They were gifts. You do that to all your relatives, and you're singling her out for repayment of these gifts because she had a fight with your other daughter. Is that right, Miss Torres?
Yeah, that's right.
What did I just say?
I owe her money, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. They're gifts. To me, they're gifts. I heard what you just said.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Did you have anything to drink today?
No, I don't drink.
Use any drugs today?
No, I don't.
Well, then explain to me what your problem is, Miss Torres.
I don't have a problem.
Who is that?
My kid's father.
Do you live with him?
When I want to, I don't know, when I want him there, I guess.
Step up, sir. What's your name?
Anthony Torres.
How long have you been with Miss Torres?
About 20, 21 years, off and on.
Do you work?
Yeah.
Does your wife suffer from a disability?
No.
Well, is there something wrong with her today? She seems to be out of sorts today.
Well, because I don't think she should be suing me, that's why.
Why did you agree to come here?
I don't know.
Did you discuss coming here with your wife, Mr. Torres?
Yeah.
Why did she come?
Because it's a lawsuit and she needs to come.
Juanita Nuno says her daughter, Carolyn Torres, owes for a loan for bail. Juanita says she posted her grandson's bond after he was arrested for burglary.
Now, if you've been with Mrs. Torres for 20-some-odd years, then you are the father of this young man who got himself into trouble last year?
Yes, I am.
And the first loan, according to you, Miss Nuno, was for bail for your grandson.
Yes, it was.
What was he arrested for?
The jack broke into a school.
So he was arrested for burglary?
Yeah.
Did you call your mother and ask her for bail?
Yeah.
What did
But
you say
he called
to her?
her first, though. He called and I called her.
Who called?
I think my son called first, and then my niece called me, and then I called her back.
And when you called your mother, what did you say to her?
Bail him out. I don't have the money.
And what did she say to you?
She said, what happened? I explained to her what happened. The jack broke into a school, so can you bail him out? She does everybody else, so I figured she'd do him.
Why didn't you bail him out?
Like I said, I don't have the money.
Well, how do you support yourself?
By his child support checks.
Well, you live together. Why does he send you child support checks?
Well, when I want to get, I'll call him. He doesn't really live with me.
Miss Nuno, you really expect her to pay you back?
Yes.
From what?
She applied for Social Security, and she was supposed
What was the nature of her disability?
She has arthritis in the spine. That's inherited. It comes down the line. All of us have it. So she applied for Social Security disability.
Yeah.
And they were going to grant it to her. All she needed to do was take a physical exam.
So you expected her to pay you back out of her disability from the government?
Well, not only from that, but from my son-in-law. And I believe him because he never lies.
Well, did he promise to pay you back?
He said he would pay me back. He would pay the bonds people, so that would be good enough.
Is that right, sir?
Yeah, that's right.
So why didn't you pay her?
I intend to, I just haven't had the chance to do it.
It's a year and a half ago, almost 2 years. When are you going to do it?
As soon as I can.
So after they didn't pay you the $1,600, 6 months later you gave her another $2,000. You want to tell me why?
Because I beat her daughter. That's why. That's exactly what happened. She lent me money to move out because I beat her daughter for stealing my child support check.
No, Judge Judy.
Yes, that's what happened.
I billed Anthony out in November.
You got $1,600, Ms. Nuno. What's the $2,000 for?
For getting me out of her house. I was staying with her for 2 months.
Why were you staying there for 2 months?
Because my stupid son, we lost our house in Redlands, so I had to go move in with her because of what he did.
How many other children did you move in with? 5. How old are your children?
15, 14, 10, and 3. And my son, Anthony, that's 18. He's 18.
You have a 3-year-old child?
Yes, I do.
How did you, with your terrible disability, have a 3-year-old child?
I guess. I don't know how. Well, how else am I going to have a kid?
Judge Judy, you wouldn't believe it. You will not believe this. I had her put in a convent in Mexico. I had tried to educate her day one, and you know...
That's what she went wrong when she sent me to Mexico. She never should have ever sent me to Mexico when I was 10 years old. Never.
Do you have anything you want to say to me, sir?
He didn't say nothing.
No.
I'm not speaking to
Well,
you.
he's not going to say anything.
I'm not speaking to you!
He still won't say nothing, though.
I'm not speaking to you.
Well, I'm speaking to you. I'm telling you, he won't say nothing.
Listen to me very carefully, Miss Torres. You've already shamed yourself in front of a lot of people.
I don't care.
You have a 15-year-old, a 14-year-old, a 10-year-old who can all understand everything that's going around them. I feel very sorry for them, and I guarantee you that if you live alone with your children now, I'm putting in a call to social services to go and monitor your home if these children are in fact living with you. Are they living with her? Are the children living with her?
Yeah.
Well, somebody's going to monitor it. You're not there, is that right?
Most of the time, no.
Listen, Miss Nuno, there is no question in my mind that having spent 10 minutes with your daughter, you had no reasonable expectation that that $2,000 was going to get repaid to you. Maybe the bail money, because you say that you had confidence in your son-in-law, and he says that he agreed to pay you back and he just hasn't gotten around to it yet. Mr. Torres, you have to find something to do with your time other than make children, sir. You have enough children. You have 5 children. And based upon what I've heard, you're not doing too well. And neither are your children. So you have to find some other way of occupying your spare time, like getting a second job, so you can support everybody, so they can all live together and not scam the government anymore. Do you...
This is number 39 on the calendar, the matter of Pugach versus Gunasegra. Really. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have a seat.
Miss Pugach, what's your first name?
Sandra.
Mr. Gunasegra, your first name?
Surya.
How long had the two of you been dating?
We dated for about 2.5 years.
Did you live together?
No.
But it is your claim that while you were dating, you made a series of loans to him.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Gunasegra says there were no loans, just the give and take of a normal dating relationship, and he acknowledges that you laid out some money for him. He said that that's part of the dating relationship. Is that right, sir?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. When did you start dating?
We started dating in October of 2002.
And when was the first loan that you made to him?
In July of 2004.
What was it for?
It was for a trip. We went on a couple of trips after he got back from Europe after he graduated from college. And the first trip we made was with his parents to Canada. And when we would go out, I would pay. And he would always say, oh, when we get back and I get a job, I'll pay you back. And then we went to my hometown in Georgia, and I paid for the hotel, and we went out to dinner, and he said that he would pay for half of it when we got back, and he got a job.
Well, did he ever get a job?
No.
Huh?
No, Your Honor.
He never got a job?
Not until recently.
What's next?
In August, I went to Barcelona to study abroad for the semester, and I thought he was going to stay home and get a job so he could finally get the money to pay me back. And I would question him on if he's been applying to jobs. He would say he would go into interviews, so I figured he was on a line to get a job eventually. Hopefully sooner than later.
Go ahead, Sandra. I'm listening for the rest of the loans.
Okay, so then he moved to Europe, and he eventually came to Barcelona, and I paid for his rent while he lived there, and I paid for his food, and anywhere we would go out, I would pay. And every time I would give him money, he would say, don't worry, you know, when we get back, I'll get a job. I promise I'll pay you back.
Keep going.
Then we finally came back to the States, and he was going to interviews quite often. He would say he got a job offer, but then wouldn't take it.
Keep going with the loans, my dear.
So in March of 2005, we took a trip to Las Vegas, and I paid for everything while we were there. And then I really just got tired of him not paying me back. We got back home.
You say in your complaint that he wanted $500 to gamble with.
Yes.
And you gave it to him.
I did.
Who are these two gentlemen over here?
This is my roommate, Danny McGee, and he was in Vegas with us. And then this is my friend, Devin, and he is a mutual friend of ours. He used to hang out with us. He would see me giving Surya money all the time and him promising to pay me back.
Well, I want to hear about the promise to pay you back. Raise your hand, please.
Sorry, my name's Danny. Danny McGee. I'm roommates with Sandy, and I went on a trip to Vegas with both of them. And there's been times in the past where she would give him money to gamble with the agreement that if he lost, she would take the loss, and if he won, that they'd split the winnings. And this trip to Vegas, she was hesitant to go because he didn't have any money. And we got out there, and I saw her $200 or $300 that he borrowed from her. And she said specifically at the time, I'm going to give you this money, and if you lose, you owe it to me. And he agreed and actually lost all the money. And since then, I know he's had 2 jobs and has made no effort to pay her back whatsoever.
You have anything to add to this case?
Yeah, I do, actually. Should I stand up?
Yes, you should.
Okay. Well,
Your name?
my name is Devin Stinson, and I've called him before in the past, and I've said, hey, let's go get some food or something. And he'd say, well, you got to call Sandy because I don't have any money. And then I'd call Sandy, and we'd all go out, and then what would wind up happening is he would order, and then after everything was over, he would say, well, I don't have any money, and he'd just expect it to be paid for.
Thank you.
Okay.
Falls in your court.
Well, first off, let me say that the only reason I went to Europe was because I had a job. I had an internship with a software company, and I had that for a while, and it didn't end up working out. My plane ticket wasn't for 6 weeks later, so Sandy and I both agreed that it would be good to spend that 6 weeks together, because I was actually living in Switzerland at the time. And so I came down to Barcelona, and I did have some income through a rental property of mine. So I was making some type of money.
Syria, how old are you?
23.
Am I correct? According to your answer, you're in law school now?
No, not till August.
Where?
Thomas Jefferson or the University of Denver. I haven't chosen one.
What college did you graduate from?
University of Colorado.
And you?
I'm still in school at the University of Colorado.
Where do you get all this money from, Sandra?
I have 2 jobs that I work.
What 2 jobs do you work?
I am the assistant manager at a bowling alley at the school, and I work for the housing department at the university.
Who's paying your tuition?
My parents are.
Did they like him?
Sometimes, most of the time.
Well, I'm sure he can be charming.
You sure can.
When the first time you went out for dinner with him, and he said, I'm sorry, I left my wallet in my other car. I left my wallet in Switzerland. That should have been a clue. It sounds to me, based upon what this young man has testified to, that this was sort of a regular occurrence. You would go out for a meal, he would eat, and you would pay. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Should have known better, Sandra. Who is this, by the way?
This is Ryan Watson. He's my roommate.
Does he have anything to contribute to this case?
Yeah. I'll let him explain.
I witnessed on many occasions Surya doing favors for Sandy, tutoring her and cleaning and making her dinner and things like that. And on some of those occasions, she would ask Surya to help her do those things, and Surya would say, no, not right now, I'm busy. But then she would say, Surya, you owe me so much money, using that against him, and he would end up doing that. So in both our opinions...
So you mean he was bartering domestic chores?
Right.
For the money he owed her?
Right.
And educational, Your Honor.
Syria, do you think that Sandra tutored you in some things?
As far as school?
Anything!
It's quite possible.
She didn't charge you for it, did she?
Emotionally, she charged me.
How did she... Shh, come on, folks. Come on, behave. Let's behave. How did she charge you emotionally?
I had to put up with so much ridiculous nonsense.
Syria, that you don't have to put up with it. I don't want to hear it. You weren't tethered to a radiator, were you?
In a metaphorical sense.
No metaphorical sense. No metaphorical
Literally,
sense.
no.
You were in Switzerland. She was in Barcelona. Nobody got a magnet and attached it to you in Switzerland. You came down there by your...
own recognizance.
You're not in law school yet. Let's stick to the English you understand, sir.
Okay.
You think you took advantage of her?
I don't.
You just think that she understood what she was getting herself into. She had the money at the time. You did not.
Right.
And she wanted to travel to Vegas. You said, I'll go with you, but I have no money.
Yeah, she understood
and she said,
that I had
I got the money. You pay me back when you get a job.
No, the arrangement was she was going to cover all the expenses.
Why?
Why? Because they needed a third person to go. Danny and her weren't just going to go by themselves.
Why?
Because they needed motivation. And I was that motivation.
Sandra,
Yes,
you schlepped around with him for 2 years.
Yes,
You
Your Honor.
let him take advantage of you for 2 years. So then what you do is you say, thank God, I figured out that this was not Mr. Right. Before I planned a wedding with him, I had a child with him. You can sit down now, roommate. I don't think you had a valid contract with him. I think you had the hopes and the dreams of a young lady who was in love. And I'm sure that there was a time when he felt mutually. But you're a giver, and he's a taker. Somehow in his own mind, he is entitled to take. Where are your parents?
In Santa Monica?
Did they indulge you?
Not really.
It sounds to me as if you've been indulged. Switzerland, Barcelona, working, not working, looking for just the right gig. The girlfriend takes care of you. There's a sense, Syria, of entitlement. Shh, do not answer. Now it's my turn. Sandra may find you irresistible, I guarantee you, sir. I do not. So, Sandra, I wish in my heart I could say to you, you had a valid contract, which is the only thing that I'm here to address. You did not have a contract recognized in the law for him to pay you back. But I'm telling you, I think that you're lucky. Because you're a lovely-looking, intelligent, hard-working young lady who should not hitch her star to somebody who has a sense of entitlement and who will just use you in one way or another for your whole life. Got it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Goodbye. Good luck.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Grow up.
She made her decision. That's fine. I hope Sandy has a great life, and I wish her well.
We were in a relationship, and when you're in a relationship, you do things together. You cook dinner and you clean.
They're about sharing and trust.
You help the other person out when they need help, and that's all part of a relationship.
And we loved each other.
I've learned to not just give out my money to people because I think I'm in love.
She gave up believing in me.
Obviously, it didn't work out for me this time, so I'll just keep my money in my pockets.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Grimm versus Bynum. Step forward, please.
Student Ingrid Grimm is suing the great-grandmother of her daughter's friend, Amy Bynum, for damage to their pocket bike. Ingrid says Amy's great-granddaughter, 9-year-old Michaela, wrecked it during a birthday party.
Miss Grimm, your daughter was having a birthday party. What birthday was she celebrating?
Actually, it was two of my daughters, my 11-year-old and my 13-year-old.
How many children did you have at the party?
There was approximately 20 to 25 children.
And Miss Bynum's granddaughter was one of those children, and you are her guardian, is that right?
Yes.
It is your claim that Miss Bynum's granddaughter rode a pocket bike. And it's a motorized bike, is that right?
Yes, gas.
And she damaged the bike. You want her grandmother to pay for it?
Yes.
Tell me how that happened.
Well, it was understood at the party.
Don't tell me what was understood. Just tell me what happened.
During the course of the party, we had allowed the children to ride. We have approximately 8 different bikes. And they were given certain rules that they had to follow in order to be able to ride the bikes. And Michaela did not follow those rules and therefore damaged the bike.
What rule didn't she follow?
Well, they were only supposed to go a certain distance, still within visual range of our house, which is approximately 8 to 9 houses, which is 1 block's length. Turn around and come back. And then she was
and
supposed
who was
to take
watching
turns.
them at that time?
I was outside in the garage, and then my boyfriend, Rodney.
Well, who was watching Michaela? That's Michaela over there?
Yes.
Who was watching Michaela?
Everybody was, because the children...
No, not everybody. Were you watching her?
No, not at the time.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Miss Grimm, I'm going to ask you a couple of more questions.
Okay.
Then I'm going to end this torture.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ingrid Grimm says 9-year-old Michaela Nash wrecked her twin daughter's pocket bike while riding it at their birthday party. Michaela's great-grandmother, Amy Bynum, says Ingrid allowed Michaela to ride the bike without her consent.
Michaela, I want you to stand up next to your grandma, okay? How did you know that Michaela had damaged the bike? Did somebody come and say Michaela fell off the bike?
Yes. It was about 5 children that had come and told us that.
Who did they come and tell?
They told both me and Rodney.
So that what you're telling me, Miss Grimm, is that neither you nor Rodney were watching Michaela. Is that correct?
Yes, we were.
You weren't. Because you just said to me, 5 children came and told me that Michaela had had an accident on the bike. And I said, who did they come and tell? And you said they came and told me and my boyfriend, which suggests to me that neither you nor your boyfriend was supervising the child when she was on the bike. Right?
Okay, you can say that, yes.
You see, you don't have to say anything yet. You're going to tell me what happened to the bike, Michaela, very fast. Tell me what happened to the bike.
I ran into the curb and then the tire wouldn't move.
Were you driving someplace where you weren't supposed to be driving?
No.
You were driving up the block?
Mm-hmm.
Had other children driven to the same location?
They drove a little farther.
Really? And who was watching you when you were driving?
Rodney.
Rodney. Where was he?
He was at the house.
Was he there when the other children were riding further than you rode?
Yes.
Were you hurt?
No.
Miss Grimm, I'm going to ask you a couple of more questions.
Okay.
Then I'm going to end this torture. Let us say, Michaela, who was driving a motorized bike in the street. The law permits you to do that?
Yes.
How fast do they go?
Anywhere from 15 to 20 miles, I think.
15 to 20 miles an hour?
Yes.
How old are you, Michaela?
9.
Miss Grimm, let us assume that, heaven forbid, Michaela had an accident on this bike and was injured. Do you think you would be liable for her injuries?
Yes.
Why?
Well, because she was at my party that I was supervising.
Correct. So why in the world would you think that her grandmother is responsible for the damage to the bike?
Because she did not follow the rules and she went further than where she was supposed to.
That was your responsibility to make sure that she didn't, not her grandmother's. When you invite children to your home to a birthday party, you become an insurer of their well-being. It is your responsibility to supervise them all the time that they're there. And if you elect to allow them to ride on a vehicle that can go 15 to 20 miles an hour, if there's an accident, you are 100% responsible. Did you tell her grandmother you were going to be allowing her to drive that bike?
All the parents were aware.
Were you made aware of that fact?
No, I was not.
I asked you whether you made Miss Bynum aware that you were going to allow her granddaughter to ride this bike.
All the parents were aware.
No, you can't answer the question, Miss Grimm, by saying to me all the parents were aware. You can't tell me what they were aware of when I ask you a simple question, which is, did you tell Miss Bynum that her granddaughter was going to be using a motorized vehicle?
I told all the parents of
When
the
did
children.
you tell Miss Bynum?
Well, when she dropped the children off.
What did you tell Miss Bynum?
I let them know that...
No. What did you tell Miss Bynum? What did you tell Miss Bynum when she dropped off Michaela?
Well, we introduced ourselves, and I thanked her for allowing her granddaughter to come to the birthday party. I let them know that what was...
Not you let them know. I want you to tell me what you said to Miss Bynum.
I don't recall.
Miss Bynum, is anything said to you about your granddaughter riding a motorized bike?
No. I would not have left her at the party if it was.
But anyway, Miss Grimm, you are an insurer of the minor children left in your care and custody when you invite children to a birthday party. If they damage something in your home, it's your fault. If they hurt themselves when they damage something in your home, it's your fault. So you can't invite more children to a party than you're prepared to supervise properly, and I certainly would exercise better judgment than allowing a 9-year-old child to get on a motorized bike that's capable of going 20 miles an hour. Case is dismissed. That's all.
Yes, case number 314 on the calendar in the matter of Ledoux versus Cole.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
You folks have been divorced for many years. You have one child together, and it is your claim that your former husband is responsible for 1/2 of the cost of a car that you purchased for your daughter.
Yes.
And he said he never agreed to pay for 1/2 of the cost of the car. You went ahead and did that on your own after some preliminary discussions with him.
No.
That's letting you know what his defense is. So, when was this car purchased for your daughter?
May 11th of 2009.
And who was present when the car was purchased?
Myself and my daughter, Vanessa.
When did you first have this discussion with your former wife about purchasing a car for your daughter?
The day she was there purchasing the car.
Prior to May 11th then of 2009, you had not had a discussion with your former wife about purchasing a car?
No.
Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Okay, yes, I did. I had called him a couple days before. I said I found her a car on the internet, and then I had asked him if he would be willing to split the cost of the car for her. I told him about the car, the year, the make, the model. He works at the dealership, so he said he would check into it then and check the VIN on it to make sure it was a decent deal for the car.
Is this now sounding a little more familiar to you, Mr. Cole? Because this sounds reasonable to me.
No, it doesn't sound reasonable or familiar.
It was true.
I got a call from My ex-wife saying, hey, I found a car. Which dealership you at? I asked her.
Not true.
Hey, that's part of our sister stores. We have 24 stores.
Yes.
I said, let me call up there, see if I can get a better deal for you.
Oh,
that's what I did.
fine. So she wasn't there at the dealership. That's what she's saying.
She had already decided to buy the car.
No. No, she said she found the car on the internet. That's what she said. She said, I found the car on the internet. I called him and I told him about the car. She asked for the VIN number so that you could check it, which I assume you did.
I can check the VIN number in 5 minutes.
No. That's not what I asked you,
And I didn't check the VIN number, no.
You did not?
No.
Okay.
No, I asked my manager to call up there to see what kind of deal we can get on the car. They know what they own it for, so that's what I did.
We weren't talking about deal. We were talking about VIN number.
Right.
That's what you said.
I gave him all the information. He said he would check out the car. Yes.
Oh, then it wasn't the VIN number. You see, when I say to you, Miss Ledoux, when I say to you, I want you to tell me what you said to him. And what he said to you, there is a reason for that. Because then I don't have to waste the last 5 minutes that I just did. If he said, I'll check out the car, that's one thing. If he said, I'll check out the VIN number, that's an entirely different thing. Do we understand each other now? Don't waste my time. It's irritating.
Okay.
Now, did he say, I'll check out the car for you?
Yes, because he...
All right. What else did he say? And what did you say?
Once he said he checked out the car, we went there to check the car out, look at it in person, took it for a test drive. He had called there and got the $200 off of it, but I did not purchase the car. It was not the same day.
So he had already gotten you $200 off the price that you had seen it on the internet?
He would call and thought he...
That's not what I asked you. There was a price on the car on the internet, which was?
It was $3,400. Then I had negotiated with them to $3,200.
You had negotiated with them on the phone?
Yes, the dealership.
On the phone?
On the phone.
And then he got $200 off of that. So by the time you got there, the car was $3,000.
$3,000. And I had the sales.
Any of that sound familiar to you? $200 off the price?
Yes, definitely. Yep.
Fine. So there was some discussion before you went to the dealership.
Yes.
Clearly, because it wasn't done all on the 11th. It was the car purchased on the 11th.
Yes.
And you have the bill of sale for the 11th.
Yes.
It was purchased on the 11th and this discussion was had before. Okay, I'd like to see it. Now, let's get back to the discussion that you had where you split the cost of the car with me. What did Mr. Cole say to you?
That he was totally agreed to this?
No, that's not what I asked you. That's not what any normal person would say, Miss Ledoux. Yes, I totally agreed with this. That is not what a person says. Do you understand? Just like he checked the VIN number as opposed to check out the car. That's different. What did he say when you said to him, would you split the cost of the car with me?
Yes, he would split the cost of the car with me.
No, that's not what he said. Because that's not what normal speech is. Now, you can say, I don't remember what he said. That would be different. But normal speech, would you split the cost of the car with me for our daughter? That would be normal.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
I didn't ask you anything. But normal speech is
Well, I
not,
don't know the exact
yes, I will split the cost of the car with you. That's not the response.
He said yes.
He wouldn't even say that. There would be something more than that if he had a discussion with you, Miss Ledoux. If he said he'd split the cost of the car with you, and you purchased the car on the 11th, and he works for the dealership, the check would have been in the mail on the 12th. So there was something else that he said to you during that conversation that suggested to you that he might share the cost of the car with you, but you weren't going to get your money immediately.
That he would send the check to me after the car was purchased?
Are you asking me? I wasn't there.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what he said.
No, that wasn't said either.
He said to you, purchase the car and I'll send you a check after the car is purchased? Is that what you're telling me he said? Don't make it up as you're going along, Miss Ledoux.
I'm not making it. Was a long time ago. I don't know verbatim.
Well, if it's a long time ago and you don't remember verbatim, then say, I don't remember the conversation.
I don't remember verbatim the conversation other than he was fine with splitting the cost of the car. Otherwise, I would have never went and bought this car for her. I would have bought something cheaper that I could afford.
Okay. Now, when was the first time you had a conversation with him about payment for the car after the car was purchased?
Maybe a day or two later.
Is that on the phone?
Yes.
And?
I told him the price of the car, and he said he would send a check out to me.
That didn't happen either. That didn't happen.
Go ahead.
Well, there was many attempts after. My daughter even would send him a message, a text, or call him to remind him that he owed me the money, and he had never paid it.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This says, you agreed to help with the car.
Definitely.
Right.
And I have helped.
What? No,
Got
no, no.
$200 off right away.
No, no,
I put
no.
tires on the car.
Mr. Cole, that's baloney, sir.
Really?
Yes, that's baloney.
And later today,
So what makes you think Mr. Rawley is responsible for the fire or the damage?
He didn't get my permission to use my computer or sit at my desk in the first place, Your Honor.
Well, that's ridiculous, Miss Kingscott.
How is that ridiculous?
I mean, that's ridiculous. Actually, it's ridiculous.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dawn Ledoux says ex-husband Robert Cole owes for half the cost of a car purchased for their daughter. Robert claims he never agreed to pay.
Let me ask you this question. You've been divorced for 17 years. You have a child support order for your daughter?
I do.
And how much is that order?
Well, that got changed.
No, that's
Right
not
now?
what I asked
Okay.
you. What was the order initially?
It was $188 a month.
And that got changed when?
I don't know the exact date, when Vanessa was like 12 or 13 years old.
To what?
Like $600 a month.
And now how old is your daughter?
She is 20 right now.
And was the order ever changed after it was $600 a month?
No.
So it's remained $600 a month?
Yes.
No, that's wrong.
What?
It's cost of living increase.
Well,
it's a state law, so it goes up every 2 years. It's gone more than that, way more than 600.
To how much?
It was almost $800, per month, which I've paid.
Just a second.
Yep.
Just a second. $800 a month, which you paid until your daughter was how old?
Until she graduated from high school, which she was 18.
And there is no issue, I can almost guarantee that you were current in your child support.
Yeah, everything was fine.
Your daughter is in college now.
Correct.
Do you help out with college?
I do.
Tell me how you help out with college.
Well, when she needed a new bed, we bought her a new bed.
I'm not talking about new bed, I'm talking about
Well,
college.
that's part of helping out in college. You got to
Yeah.
have a place to sleep.
Yeah.
So she had to sleep on a bed. She asked a couple times if she could get some money. We wrote out a check for $700, wrote out another one for $200. Granted, I can't afford to give her as much as I'd like to, but I have given her as much as I
Who
can.
pays for college?
Vanessa has student loans.
You were giving her $800 a month, and you were current in your child support until she turned 18.
Yeah, I'm a good dad. I take care of what I have to do. You know, my daughter and I have a great relationship.
I'm glad. So far, I don't have any serious difficulty with you, Mr. Cole, actually, with regard to your parental responsibility. I'm just asking you whether it ever occurred to you to give your daughter part of that $800 a month that you had been sending to her mother, instead of sending it to her mother, to give it to her to defray some of her costs,
Well,
some of her student loans.
If that's possible, I would, but it's directly taken out by the state or by the county right out of my paychecks and
But
given
not
to
anymore.
Well, no, it's not anymore.
Well, that's what I'm talking
Right.
about, sir. I mean, was there something confusing about what I said to you?
Yeah,
I'm a
actually it
judge.
was.
I'm a judge. I know that at a certain age, money stops coming out of
Right.
your salary directly, and it stopped, according to you, when
Correct.
she turned 18, when she graduated from high school. So my question to you was a relatively simple one, which was, did it ever occur to you to say, well, I've been paying her mother $800 a month. I'm sure I could manage $400 a month for you, sweetheart, to help defray the cost of books and everything else while you're in college. That's going to stop when college is over.
And I have. And like I said, I have checks that I've helped her as much
You've
as I
told
could.
me
when I could.
$900 over a period of 2 years.
I bought her new tires for her car as well. That's another $360,
Nice.
I'm just
nice.
trying to help out as much as I can. That's
All
what I
nice.
told Don when we first started this.
All nice.
Your Honor.
What?
Could I give you this evidence?
What is it?
It was when he was saying that he did not agree with me, that he did not purchase the car. I purchased it. There's text messages stating that he acknowledges owing me the money.
Oh, I'd like to see that. I also am interested in the purchase of tires in September. Did your daughter tell you that she needed the tires?
Yes.
Would you give this to him, please, and let him take a look at it?
There's nowhere in here that says I would pay any certain amount or any half or anything.
Of course, I have the ability, sir, to read into that, and there is certainly an indication there that you said you would help with the car.
Exactly.
The fact that you didn't say, well, sir, this says you agree to help with the car.
Definitely.
Right.
And I have helped.
What? No,
Got
no.
$200 off right away.
No,
I put tires on the car.
Mr. Cole, that's baloney, sir.
Really?
Yes, that's baloney.
So that's not help at all?
No. That's not what you were talking about here.
That's exactly what I was talking about
No,
there.
sir, it isn't, because this was a year after the car was purchased. I know I agreed to help with the car, but my wedding was expensive.
It was.
That's what you're talking about. Well, that's not anybody's fault. Mr. Cole, I'm not faulting you. I think you took care of your parental responsibility.
Definitely.
Up until the court told you that you didn't have to anymore. And then
That's
you were
wrong,
helping
too.
your child. Then
No, wait.
you
How does that, up until the court told me that I didn't
Yes,
have to?
when you were-
I
she
take
was
care of my
18.
daughter for, there's more than just money. We do a lot of different things together, support, I am a very good father.
Mr. Cole, I'm not faulting you. As I said to you before, I'm not faulting you. And I said that you did, in fact, take care of your parental responsibility until your daughter turned 18, which was when the court told you
I don't
you
have to
could
give my
stop.
ex-wife any more money.
You could stop supporting your child. And if you said to me, I'm not sending her $800 anymore, but I'm taking that $800 that I was sending her, or part of it, because I want to be able to breathe a little bit, and give it directly to my daughter while she's at school for pocket money, for books, so that she wouldn't have to take out that much in student loans. I mean, we did that with our children when they were, believe me, well beyond 21, when they were in all different kinds of schools. And it does require a major sacrifice.
Right.
It does require a sacrifice. And all I'm suggesting to you, sir, is because a child turns 18, and I'm not talking about going hiking and bicycle riding and taking them on vacation and sending them $200 if they need it, if they call for it. I'm talking about seeing to it that by the time they graduate from college, they are not encumbered with debt up to here if you can help them.
Right.
If you can help them. And if she goes to school where she needs a car, she has to have a car. You owe her $1,500. Pay her. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Obviously, maybe I should take a little bit into what Judge Judy said in consideration and help my daughter a little bit more monthly.
Try to, help their kids out as best as they can.
Sometimes you get caught up in life and you think other things are better than what they are.
That we can just move on from this now and be done.
Just move on. Move on from life, and that's it,
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of King Scott versus Raleigh. Step forward, please.
Cherie Kingscott is suing her ex-boyfriend, Ronnie Raleigh, for accidentally starting a fire in her apartment. Ronnie insists he's not to blame.
Miss Kingscott, the defendant was your boyfriend. He was at your apartment, and this was August of 2009, so over a year ago.
Yes, but he wasn't my boyfriend.
Well, what was he?
We dated briefly, and then we just remained friends.
Yeah, well, he was a friend. He's a boy. He was at your apartment. According to you, he's responsible for some damage to your apartment caused by a fire that was caused by him. Defendant says that you were the one who had the candles burning in the house. He did nothing to ignite the fire. It's not his responsibility. The damage was minimal. August 9th, when the fire started, who was at home?
Myself, my daughter, and the defendant.
And the fire was started by what?
A candle.
Was the defendant living with you at the time?
No.
So it was your candle?
Yes.
Who lit it?
I did.
What time did you light it?
11:15.
In the morning?
In the morning, yes.
And what time was the fire?
Around 12:15.
And where had you put the candle?
I had put it in a candle holder on my computer. It's been the same way for 3 years.
You put it in a candle holder?
Yes.
On top of your computer?
On my computer desk, yes.
How many candles did you light?
One.
And that's where the defendant was sitting?
Without my permission, yes.
He was not there without your permission, madam. If he was there without your permission, he would have been a trespasser. You would have called the police and had him arrested. He was in your house with your permission?
Yes.
Right. And according to you, the next thing you heard was a smoke detector going off and there was smoke?
Yes.
So what makes you think Mr. Raleigh is responsible for the fire or the damage?
Okay, I ran an errand, me and my daughter.
You were home at the time. I read your papers. You ran an errand, you were with your daughter, but
Because
you came
he didn't
home,
get
then
my
you were
permission.
home.
Okay.
Then you were home. You were home, your daughter was home, he was home.
He didn't get my permission to use my computer or sit at my desk in the first place, Your Honor.
Well, that's ridiculous, Miss Kingscott.
How is that ridiculous?
I mean, that's ridiculous. Actually, it's ridiculous. What you're supposed to do is before you go out, you're supposed to put it out. You don't light a candle at 11 o'clock in the morning and take your daughter out for an errand. There's no reason to have a lit candle in your house while you're out of the house. And you can't always blame somebody else for what happens. Do you know what happened, sir? Do you know how the fire started?
I don't know exactly how it happened. I have an idea.
I don't care about your idea. I just want to know, do you know how it happened?
No, ma'am.
Do you know how it happened?
I
No, you weren't there.
I was in the house when it happened.
Well, so
yes.
was he. but he doesn't know.
Okay.
He says, I have an idea how it happened. I'm not interested in his speculation. We don't deal in speculation in the court.
Right, but he was
And
the
you
last
don't
one
know.
at my desk. I know what he told me. He told me that handle was leaning out of the candle holder and that he attempted to move like this. He attempted to move the mat. And I'm figuring maybe
what you figured.
From what he told me, and he attempted to move the mat, maybe it flicked back, and when he walked away, it started a fire. Because I've had it like that for 3 years, and no incident has ever happened.
Well,
Many
this time
of
it
guests,
happened.
friends, family members.
This time it happened.
Oh.
Miss Kingscott, this is your house, your candle. You lit it. You left it unattended.
Mm-hmm.
If you saw that he even unintentionally started the fire, we would have a discussion. But neither one of you knows how it started. All you know is it started.
Oh, may I say something?
What?
Anna? Okay, now, when I left to run an errand...
I don't care about you leaving.
It's important because he was in my room. He wasn't even on
Madam, if you wanted him out of your house, you called the police and have him removed. He was in your house with your permission, and you didn't leave him in one corner of the house. You didn't say to him, you may stand in this corner, in the right corner of the kitchen. He was in...
Don mordía por él. अस्सलाम वालेकुम। तो आज मैं बनाने जा रही हूँ बहुत ही मज़ेदार और क्विक डेजर्ट। ये तकरीबन 15 मिनट में तैयार हो जाता है और खाने में भी बहुत ही डिलीशियस है, तो आपने ये रेसिपी ज़रूर ट्राई करनी है। ओके, तो चलिए वीडियो स्टार्ट करते हैं। सबसे पहले यहाँ पर मैंने ले लिया है 1 पैक बाजार वाली फ्रेश क्रीम और उसे मैंने अच्छे से ठंडा कर लिया है और वो मैं एक बाउल में ऐड कर लूँगी। बाउल जो है वो भी मैंने अच्छे से ठंडा कर लिया है। ओके, तो यहाँ पर मैंने अपना बीटर ले लिया है। बीटर पे सबसे पहले मैं ना स्लो 5 मिनट पे इसे अच्छे से बीट करूँगी, उसके बाद जो है इसकी स्पीड बढ़ाकर बीट करूँगी। चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। रेडी हो चुकी है, आपने भी देख लेना। ये कुछ इस तरह से बहुत ही स्मूथ क्रीम जब बन जाएगी तब आपने अपना बीटर बंद कर देना है। तो इसके बाद जो है हमने इसके अंदर शुगर ऐड करनी है। शुगर जो है आप अपने टेस्ट के मुताबिक ऐड कर सकते हैं, जितनी आपको अच्छी लगती है। अगर आपको ज़्यादा अच्छी लगती है तो आप ज़्यादा ऐड कर सकते हैं, अगर आपको कम अच्छी लगती है तो आप कम ऐड कर सकते हैं। तो आप आइसिंग शुगर भी ले सकते हैं, मेरे पास अवेलेबल नहीं थी तो मैंने घर पर ही चीनी पीस ली है। तो मैं यहाँ पर 2 चम्मच चीनी ले रही हूँ अपने टेस्ट के मुताबिक। आप चाहें तो इससे कम भी ले सकते हैं, आप चाहें तो इससे ज़्यादा भी ले सकते हैं, ये टोटली आप पर डिपेंड करता है। तो चीनी यहाँ पर मैंने ऐड कर दिया। इसके बाद मैं इसे अच्छे से मिक्स कर लूँगी। मिक्स आपने कुछ इस तरह से करना है कि इसके अंदर जो है कोई लम्स बाकी ना बचे। तो इसकी फोल्डिंग आपने नीचे से लेकर आनी है ऊपर की तरफ, फिर इसके अंदर कोई लम्स नहीं बचेगा। ये प्रो ट्रिक है, आपने इसके ऊपर ज़रूर अमल करना है। तो यहाँ पर हमारी क्रीम बिल्कुल रेडी है। इसके बाद मैं तकरीबन 10 मिनट के लिए इसे फ्रिज में रखने लगी हूँ ताकि ये थोड़ी चिल हो जाए। उसके बाद यहाँ पर मैंने एक बाउल ले लिया, इसके अंदर मैंने तकरीबन 1 कप दूध का ऐड कर दिया है। ये 1 कप दूध ना ज़्यादा ठंडा था ना गर्म था, नॉर्मल रूम टेम्परेचर पे था, वो मैंने लिया है। आपने भी ज़्यादा चिल दूध नहीं लेना। उसके बाद जो है 1 पिंच कॉफ़ी इसके अंदर ऐड करेंगे। इससे जो है दूध की थोड़ी अपनी जो स्मेल है वो ख़त्म हो जाएगी और टेस्ट काफ़ी इन्हेंस हो जाएगा। कॉफ़ी ऐड करने के बाद हम इसे अच्छे से मिक्स कर लेंगे। दूध का कलर जो है वो थोड़ा ब्राउनिश हो जाएगा क्योंकि कॉफ़ी भी अपना कलर इसके अंदर छोड़ देगी। तो ये यहाँ पर फाइनली मिक्स हो चुका है। उसके बाद यहाँ पर 1 पैक मैंने लिया है केक रस्क का, बाजार वाले। आप चाहें तो आप घर पर भी बनाकर इसे ट्राई कर सकते हैं। मैं पहले ट्राई कर चुकी हूँ और जो घर वालों से हम बनाते हैं वो बहुत ही यम्मी बनते हैं। लेकिन अभी फिलहाल मैं बाजार वालों से बना रही हूँ क्योंकि मुझे कुछ थोड़ा बनाना है तो मैं इन्हीं से बना रही हूँ। उसके बाद यहाँ पर मैंने एक बॉक्स ले लिया है। तो यहाँ पर क्रीम मैंने निकाल ली है। क्रीम जो है चिल हो चुकी है, तकरीबन 10 मिनट के बाद मैंने निकाली है। अब सबसे पहले जो हमने बॉक्स लिया था उसमें एक लेयर हम इस क्रीम की लगाएंगे। ओके, तो ये कुछ इस तरह से ना रफली आपने एक लेयर लगा लेनी है। इसको ज़्यादा कोई प्रॉपर आपको करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। उसके बाद सबसे पहले एक केक रस मैंने उठाया है और जो मैंने कॉफ़ी मिल्क बनाया था उसमें इसे मैं डिप कर लूँगी। इसे हमने अच्छे से डिप करना है ताकि ये थोड़ा नरम हो जाए। उसके बाद जो है दूसरी लेयर हम केक रस की लगाएंगे। इसे कुछ इस तरह से मैंने बाउल में रख दिया है। इसी तरह बाकी के भी सारे केक हम उस दूध में डिप करके इसके अंदर रख लेंगे। अच्छा, जब सबसे पहली लेयर कंप्लीट होगी तो हम इसके ऊपर एक लेयर क्रीम की लगाएंगे। तो हमने इसे कुछ इस तरह से कवर कर लेना है। उसके बाद जो है हम इसके ऊपर अपनी सेकंड लेयर लगाएंगे। इसे भी हमने बिल्कुल उसी तरह दूध में डिप करके रखते जाना है। ये कुछ इस तरह से हमारी दूसरी लेयर होगी। यहाँ पर आपने अच्छे से इसे फिल कर लेना है। मेरे चूंकि बाजार के थे तो केक रस वो कम हो गए हैं, ये आप देख सकते हैं। डिश जो ऑलमोस्ट खत्म हो चुकी है, तो आपके पास अगर ज़्यादा है तो आपने इसे अच्छे से कवर अप कर लेना है। उसके बाद मैं इसी तरह इसके ऊपर भी क्रीम की लेयर लगाऊंगी। बाकी दूध बच गया था ना, उसे मैंने क्रीम में अच्छे से मिक्स कर दिया है। आपने भी उसे मिक्स कर लेना। यहाँ पर सेकंड लेयर कंप्लीट हो गया। उसके बाद जो है हम बाकी की बची हुई क्रीम और दूध का जो मिक्सचर है वो इसके ऊपर ऐड कर देंगे। तो ये यहाँ पर हमारा डेजर्ट फाइनली तैयार हो चुका है। उसके बाद यहाँ फाइनल गार्निशिंग के लिए मैंने चॉकलेट चिप्स ली हैं। अगर आपके पास कोई चॉकलेट है आप उससे भी कर सकते हैं। आप कोको पाउडर भी इसके ऊपर डाल सकते हैं। तो मेरे पास ये चॉकलेट चिप्स पड़े थे, इसको मैं ना इसके ऊपर पोर कर दूंगी कुछ इस तरह से। ये जितने आपको अच्छे लगते हैं आप अपने हिसाब से जो है ना इसे ऐड कर सकते हैं। तो फाइनली यहाँ पर हमारा डेजर्ट तैयार हो चुका है। ये बहुत ही यम्मी, बहुत ही डिलीशियस है और बहुत क्विक बन जाता है। तो आपने ये लाजमी ट्राई करना है और मेरे साथ फीडबैक शेयर करना है कि आपको ये रेसिपी कैसी लगी। उसके बाद बस मैंने अपने बॉक्स को कवर किया, लॉक एंड लॉक है। तो मैं इसका मॉइस्चर लॉक करने के लिए मैंने इसे अच्छे से बंद कर। अब मैं तकरीबन 1 घंटा जो है इसे फ्रिज में रखूंगी ताकि ये अच्छे से चिल हो जाए। ओके, तो यहाँ पर 1 घंटा हो चुका है और हमारी डेजर्ट जो है वो बिल्कुल चिल हो चुकी है। ये बहुत ही ठंडी और बहुत ही मज़ेदार लग रही है, तो मेरे से तो वेट नहीं हो रहा। तो ऐसी मज़ीद क्विक और इजी रेसिपीज़ के लिए हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दें। मिलते हैं किसी नेक्स्ट अच्छी सी रेसिपी में, तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़।